At the heart of the woven worlds lies the realm of High Haven. The world, once the center of all creation, has fallen into chaos. Villains, led by the Death Knight 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿, scour the corners of this fractured world. In this darkest hour, heroes have reunited to take on the forces that would seek to destroy all.
We are live.
I was hoping for.
The monetization of the stream, all the dollars. There are dozens of us. Dozens.
We could have all bought a Slurpee.
All right. The last session before we take a small break and return once I'm back from Texas. We all know what happened last session. I don't need to.
We've all been there.
Do we really?
As you all wake up in the Temple of 𝐼𝐚𝐻 the next morning, you find that, same as yesterday, the followers of 𝐼𝐚𝐻 have gone about cleaning up, fixing up different portions of the temple, slowly and certainly getting it set into a final shape, a final state of repair. As you all wake up this morning and gather together in a large room where no food has been prepared for you, but there is a table that you guys are able to kind of make your own food and set up at. As you discuss throughout the morning, eating your soup, what would you guys like to discuss and or plan to do?
Well, that was crazy.
Which part?
All of it.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. That was pretty crazy.
But we did it.
We did do it.
Yeah.
Cool sword.
Me?
What?
Imperium? Is that Imperium not a sword?
No, it's a it's a halo.
This discussion
Whoops.
reset.
We
That's
just
right.
had this discussion.
I am fully out of it. I just
had
took
this
3 bites of a
discussion, I
block of cheese and my brain shut off, I think.
We had this
all
discussion
run,
maybe
cheese
5
run.
minutes ago where I thought it was a hammer.
No,
Oh,
I'm
was that when I was
100%
walking
sure
away?
what
Actually, was that when I was away from the computer?
It might have been when
It's
you were
when you were
getting
on
cheese.
your
God.
run to get cheese.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Cheese will destroy me.
I feel good. It's feel smarter a little bit. Also, I think, can I have a piece of paper?
Yeah, of course. Lavender just scavenges. Always has a little bit of parchment on her.
Hang on, and then
I
Godfrey's
think I
just
put
gonna
mine in the throwaway dimension.
in the junk drawer.
Put it in the junk drawer.
With your caltrops and shattered glass.
Yeah, there's just some paper strewn about.
And Godfrey's just gonna write a little bit, and he turns it back and it's in Celestial.
I can't read that.
Can anyone else
Oh.
read this?
Good drawing,
No.
Godfrey. Well,
It's words,
Put
I
it on.
swear.
we'll put it on the food cover.
I can read.
Lavender's just looking at it, and she's like, I think I recognize that. That's
Yeah.
a squirrel.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Amra does know Celestial.
Amra would be able to read it, and it says Godfrey was here.
Godfrey, why did you
On the
do this?
paper.
I needed to test it out. I can
Your
speak it.
spontaneous ability to know Celestial?
Well, yeah, I think it's a benefit of the halo.
I spent years of my lifetime learning it, and you get a halo and just learn it overnight.
It
How do you
happens.
think I feel about Elvish?
You still haven't
We
learned
really
Elvish.
need to
You don't know
teach-
Elvish.
We really need to teach you Elvish.
I mean, I spent all my life trying to learn it still.
Did you really? I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
look
know
at all the
them.
elves I've hung out around.
You've never
Doesn't mean that
asked.
you've tried to learn their language.
You somehow learned Gnomish.
It's
Which
crazy.
I'm still confused by.
It's come in handy.
Has it?
Couple times.
Yeah, actually, a couple
The
times.
Underdark is all I can remember.
That's my answer.
It was mostly in the Underdark, and that one time in the forests of 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐿, I think.
No,
Was
we
an
learned
odd
it
situation.
before
No.
we got the chance.
No,
Oh.
it was the trees that you immediately destroyed.
Never mind, I don't remember that. Alright,
I mean,
So
now
well,
you
that
know
I think about it, I'm
Celestial
pretty
now.
sure
I do.
That's
all
great.
of us have a reason for knowing all of these languages. How do you know Gnomish, Cranston?
Friends.
I feel like I shouldn't ask.
I mean, I learned Elvish and Dwarvish as a sort of ambassadorial language. It was taught in the Citadel.
Should I?
I mean,
Sean, I remember we discussed that Gnomish is basically like a quick speak, kind of slangy common. Does everyone know that, or does it just sound like a different language to everyone, and only Cranston's aware that it's like that?
It's almost like if somebody is speaking Welsh near you, or like speaking in a very thick, like either northern Scotland like accent, like they can tell that there are elements of the language they know, but they have no fucking idea what they mean together.
Okay.
like the news reporter with the guy who was talking about his sheep.
I'm gonna make it
It's-
canonical.
Maybe.
Cranston learned Gnomish by trying to mimic and copy a guy with one of those accents, not realizing it was a different language.
That's probably accurate. He's just like, and Chris is like, he's like, oh, he speaks Gnomish.
It was a wild night.
I will say I had to sort of give up on flying for a bit.
Does the
What does
Halo
that
not
mean?
give you flying?
Not yet.
Yes.
Would
No.
oh, never mind. No, they don't, but I think there's a lot of power in this artifact. I think it will prove more useful.
It's fair.
So World Weaver, that was interesting.
Indeed.
I can't believe I invited him to my mom's weaving club. It'll
Maybe
be
he'll still come.
fascinating. I mean,
Don't-
honestly, she's always glad to have another guest.
And don't be embarrassed. Cranston said way worse, and he's not embarrassed.
It is fair. Are you capable of embarrassment, Cranston? I don't think I've ever seen it from you before.
I've done it before. It's when Godfrey keeps introducing my name to people who know me.
You have a point.
Does that embarrass
Okay,
you?
You have a
I'm
point.
just gonna stare blankly at Godfrey.
Does it
That
truly?
means you should continue doing it.
I think so. I mean, people should know you. You're a very interesting person to know.
We should. And with that assumption that they would likely know me,
Well, I don't know if they know you. I just like to make sure.
what are we doing now?
I think we need to go to the Citadel.
That was the
believe
consensus.
so.
Go to the Black Citadel, talk to Umbasa, so I can hopefully be able to use my sword again without, dying. And then afterwards, I believe we wanted to head to the city of the dwarves.
Yep, to try and intercept the 𝐶𝐿𝐷𝐒𝐿.
That's
What's
the
the
goal.
Oh, the
plan?
𝐶𝐿𝐷𝐿𝐷𝐿.
We'll be at our full power then. All of us. All of us truly reaching our full limitations and capabilities. One could even say at max level. All of us there.
Deadpan.
Almost made
Well,
it.
For instance,
At this
subtract
point-
60,000 experience.
How much
Kristen, go back to
experience are you
level
at
7.
now? Go back to level 1.
Can't even be a warlock at that point. And a rogue can only choose one.
Cranston's like, I'm free.
What a weird way to get free of a contract.
Just lose all.
Actually, that's a good question. If you lose a level, and that level was like
Your warlock level.
your warlock level, that's are you out of your contract?
I like to think of every warlock level as a date with Cynthia.
Why are you dating my aunt?
I don't know.
You already are.
Because I grabbed the
go-
book, honestly.
Aren't you going on a date with
Oh, with your sword, Ash. You're going on a date with the
I was
scary
going to
lady
say
that
for
has
Cranston.
taken your sword.
I don't think Cranston's going on a date with the sword.
No, I like Lavender's
to
idea.
make friends
you were going
with
to go
his
on
sword.
On a date with the
Again.
Countess, weren't you?
Oh,
We were gonna go-
yeah.
Drinking, it's not quite a date.
True.
Doesn't
I-
have to be a date.
I completely misread the situation.
I just think dragons need more opportunity to party.
I think that's a very noble goal.
I don't know if noble.
I think so. Everybody deserves a bit of fun. Time to unwind and... I don't know.
You think Whitefang will get along with them?
Who's Whitefang?
The dragon that gambled away in 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐿.
Oh,
Is it Whitefang?
Oh yeah,
The-
the one you
I
were
have
talking
no
to at the
recollection.
bar.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
like the one you like personally interact with.
Did I
Did
introduce...
you not know it was a dragon?
I did
No.
not.
No, I
Hmm.
think it was just you with that one.
How
I guess they
often
didn't
do you
show it. They
interact
were just
with...
really obvious with hints. Hold on. Getting you the name.
You guys should also check out memes.
What is that seed?
Oh
Oh.
That's fun.
gosh.
I have no context. I'm just confused.
I don't think you want it.
Same.
That's the
Winterfang,
D.
that's what it is.
That's
no,
the D.
no.
And he's like the Aquaman of the boys universe, and he is in a relationship with an octopus. Until apparently this most recent episode.
Spoilers!
Well,
Oh boy.
Spoilers.
gonna get review bombed. We
Whoops.
just spoiled it. Good thing we're not monetized anymore.
Wait, if we're not monetized, think of the things we can say.
Nope.
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 No, but you
Nope.
can still get taken off of the platform.
Nope.
Like Elvish.
Well, if only you knew it.
All right. So, do we want to, of course, finish up breakfast and then head over to the Citadel? Probably be a day trip of something. How
Let's
far
see,
is
why
the
not?
Citadel away?
Isn't it up in the clouds at this point?
Yeah.
It's now up in the clouds.
That's just
Like,
a little
is it still-
upwards.
Is it
And Godfrey
still...
just gave up his wings.
I did just give up my. But wait a minute, I have
When
something
what?
else, and I start finding Greater Steed.
Doesn't that take like 10 minutes?
10
It
minutes
might
of slowly rising from the ground.
find
no
Greater
flipping into
Steed.
the world.
find Greater Steed is 10 minutes, so I'm gonna start that process.
Well, Godfrey's doing that.
I like to
Does,
imagine.
does anyone know what he's doing?
No, not at all.
I like to imagine it's just horse no clipping out of the
It's
ground.
very
But no-
like a 3D printer.
Versus
So
3D
it's
printing.
Greater Steed. Horse still doesn't have wings, and they just fly by no
Just-
clipping. They just move.
God. It's just like super awkward to ride because it's like juddering motion.
You turn, it just snaps.
But yes, I would like to summon a Pegasus.
But it's
Also,
still horse.
Horse.
But
out of
it's-
character because I don't know how to include it in character. But happy birthday to Amra and Cranston.
Hey!
Oh yeah, you both have same birthday?
Yeah, they share a
do.
birthday. This got slipped into in character.
Is
real
that today?
quick. Yeah, it's April 2nd in game.
All right. As you all are eating this morning, a shadow seems to fall into the room before rising up out of the floor, the well-dressed and masked form of Imour taking shape.
For some reason I
Good
just
morning,
imagined
everyone.
him on the table.
Yep, he's
He
standing
like
on the table.
materialized on the table. And Lavender just looked like, really? Were trying
Chris
to
is
be
just
here?"
looking at his bowl of soup with a foot just firmly planted.
Good morning, Amor.
Good morning.
He kicks the ball onto Cranston.
How are you all doing this fine morning?
Be
I
good.
was doing good.
Godfrey, do you need a piano?
No, I'm summoning a horse.
All right.
He does this sometimes. Have you ever met Horse? Oh, you'll have to meet Horse.
Oh, I've
Great.
met horse.
Terrifying.
Do you know horse?
Terrifying.
Do you speak often?
Often's a strong word.
Speak is a strong word.
How did you meet?
Amra, it is your birthday today.
Oh,
Amra.
Happy
Oh,
birthday!
happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Amna.
Lavender
Thank
will make a
you.
bow out of seaweed and
okay.
just like stick it to Amra's armor.
okay. Thank you.
For the birthday girl.
Thank you. Although I admittedly haven't celebrated my birthday in a long while.
Oh, well, I guess I could just take the gift back then.
I'll
He
take
turns
it.
to go.
Cranston.
I don't think you would.
I'm
I-
afraid now. I don't think I will.
I would love a gift from you.
Now, it's not complete, but it is operating at a level that I believe that it should benefit you. And he comes over and he offers his hands out to like take yours.
I will take his hands.
As your hands meet with him, you feel a cold shudder down your body as dark energy forms around you all and eventually begins to turn into wisps of purple, little hard light illusions of like pure strings and little figurines and pegasi beginning to form as they all begin to kind of form back into where your hands are meeting. And as he lets go, he steps back and he says, I have been working on something at the discretion of the Weaver. Something that I've already spoken to you about, at least briefly. My own domain. The Dreamscape. A place where all who dream will go, and all who wish to stay may. However, because it is my domain, I do get to choose who leaves and who enters. And now, So do you. Amra, please move Dreamweaver to an exalted state.
Nice! I love that Aubrey keeps upgrading the gauntlet just by rizzing up by more.
I mean,
She's done
come on.
like everyone else has to do these like drastic tasks and meet with important people, but she's just being a good, significant other.
Fucking sugar baby.
Correct! You're just jealous.
I am. Mine yells at me.
You also randomly ended up with your patron, so I'm just
Amra.
saying.
We speed dated.
In addition to increasing your attack and damage rolls to +3, you also gain the ability to cast Modify Memory. But in addition to that, when you successfully cast the banishment spell on a creature and maintain concentration for the full duration, you can choose to imprison that creature in the dreamscape. As an action, you can summon the echo of that creature as a friendly ally to aid you in combat for 1 minute. Once ended, the creature returns to a non-hostile place on their plane of origin with the knowledge of you imprisoning them. You may use this ability once per long rest. You can only have one creature imprisoned at a time. So you have now gained the ability to imprison creatures and then use them for your own deeds before they vanish forever. Or at least
Pokeball.
until they come back to kill you. You have gained
Would like
the
to see
abilities
this
of a
happen to
Pokeball.
Tarask. I would like to see this happen to a Tarask.
Sure, let's do that.
I know the key thing is getting them banished.
I'm sure Tarask isn't that charismatic.
Amra banishing herself. Hi, Amor. Why are you in a cell?
I wanted to visit.
Okay. I'm kind of busy.
We're
dream
doing some
stuff.
construction on the east side.
I got a 3 o'clock sheep herding. Gotta go visit somebody dressed up like the Hat Man. Way too many I gotta visit somebody as a sleep paralysis demon.
They took too many Benadryl.
Took way too many Benadryl.
I
It's
got
Godfrey.
down.
Hello!
I wanted to visit.
Horse is here!
Sleep paralysis demon showing up, Godfrey shaking, not from fear, but like, I just want to smite them.
Let me smite!
Foul demon.
I also imagine Godfrey trying to offer a sleep paralysis demon some soup. Like, you don't have to do
Hello,
this. You can have some
Hatman.
soup.
You want soup? Would that sate your appetite? What about a nice stew? Horse, help me!
It is horse.
Oh, God, no. The
This
betrayal!
time it's upright horse. Horse on 2 legs. It's Godfrey sleep paralysis demon.
Just
I ref-
horse shambling in 1 hoof at a time.
I just in my head, I refuse to believe Horse ever does anything like on camera. Everything is like off camera.
He's like a weeping angel. You can't look at him to do stuff.
Yeah. As soon as you look away, though, he's on hind legs, steadily walking towards you. Takes the hooves off to reveal fingers.
Oh.
It's the horse from
Imagine
Adventure
that-
Time.
Yeah.
Imagine that everyone who's mildly afraid of horse sees like just glimpses of something weird happening. Horse makes sure Godfrey never sees any of
No,
this
yeah, Godfrey
terrifying stuff.
Godfrey doesn't get why anyone's afraid of horse. He's like, this is my horse.
Horse is
He's a
so
little shy,
appear in
I guess.
trees.
Godfrey's like, what's scary about him? Pats him twice. It rings like you're hitting a metal drum.
He doesn't seem to notice. Sure, he climbed up a
Anyway.
tree the other day, but there was an apple. Horses love apples.
Just like half like sideways, just standing on a branch. None of his hooves are connecting, but like It's like in a video game where it's like the hitbox is like supposed to be
The
there.
horse is just on the hypotenuse of an invisible triangle.
Oh, I love horse.
What's
Which is
Imor
great.
pulls away and then looks at you all and he says, well, good luck to the rest of you. I know you have a lot on your plate. Vanishes.
He says that. I look at my. He's got his foot in one bowl, and I look at my other dish. His foot's in there. I know you have a lot on your plate. Just staring at it.
Do you want
Cranston,
another
you look
bowl?
down at you look down at your bowl and you see the liquid that spilled out just suddenly reverse and climb back into the bowl.
I hate the fact that this is true. I think Cranston is the person to like look at it for a while.
Winston, that's contaminated. What do you?
No, it's not. It's
Stop
back in the
it.
bowl.
Leather
No.
breath.
Oh. If
What
you
did
can
you
taste
say?
the leather, you are definitely not eating food.
I think
That
I
is
can taste
just-
his size.
What?
Excuse me?
Someone's shoe size. I don't think you can taste
Ooh,
shoe
size
size.
12.5.
Cranston's eating the gripper ghoul or the gripper gruel.
I imagine Lavender is just gonna like push the bowl away from Cranston, like, please don't.
Oh, horse is done.
That's disgusting.
You probably just slowly push it until it just falls off the table. Just staring at it now.
We could charge this
Godfrey-
up and sell it.
You finish your incantation as forming before you is the celestial form of a Pegasus.
Horse, is that you? It is horse. And I give him a couple pats.
the same blank stare as always, horse.
You have wings now.
The wings
Sure, you
like
got an
twitch.
upgrade.
Ooh, okay, we'll work on that. They're new.
Not a
I
normal
remember
one.
how I was flying when I first got wings.
You didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think your wings just like folded in half.
It happened.
The wrong way.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Yeah.
supposed to bend like that.
Here, let's just give it a little. Just come on, work with me, horse.
Knocks
Ooh,
you to the
okay.
ground.
Don't. Ta-da!
During one of the
God,
summonings, you should
no.
come in with like tiny wings.
Tiny little wing.
And is everyone done with breakfast?
Well, I am now that it's on the floor.
Yes, you are not allowed to eat gruel.
The remaining amount in the spoon.
You are going to end up with some sort of bizarre, incurable disease someday.
Well, we know.
And this is coming from someone who grew up eating grass and dirt.
I mean, I will
Well,
say
being
we
from a
know
god,
of
it'll probably be a cool disease.
and we know like a multi-planar medical place.
And besides, I know where Imor's been.
You really?
Pick your words very carefully, Cranston.
There's nothing
Silence
left
is
in the
very
spoon. He just
telling.
makes the noise.
He just
Slurp.
all right. Are we gonna give it a good old wind walkover? Or...
Sounds fantastic to me.
Probably our best option, considering not all of us can fly and not all of us can fit on horse.
Not all of us want to fit on horse.
What's wrong with horse?
I can't break your heart, Godfrey.
You can tell me the truth.
I can't.
I will
couldn't
say that
handle it.
horse doesn't look at me. Horse looks through me. I understand I'm a halfling. I know that I'm short, but it's kind of odd.
Aren't all horses like that, though? They just kind of, like, look through your soul.
No.
No.
I haven't met a lot of
Horse is
horses.
the first. We'll introduce you to a material plane horse.
Alright.
But maybe horse would get jealous.
Remember the horse in Sigil?
That was just a guy.
That was just a guy.
That was.
Wonder how he's doing. Wonder if he got home.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm sure he
Walking.
I would feel bad if he didn't make it home. Just ripped him from whatever job he was doing as a horse person.
You think he got paid leave?
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe they have like summoning insurance, so you still get your wages.
Summoning insurance.
All
You get
magical
summoned?
animals unionize. It's like happened enough times to actually make a business out of.
Let's see it.
Right. Let's head outside then. If we're all set up and done here.
I don't know why I've imagined us just around a round table, like in an open field.
How did we get out
Not
here?
that bad.
What happened?
What?
Let's hold hands. I still
Get
don't know
the
if it's a part
circle.
of the spell, but
I don't even think she did it the first time, but I'm not going to question her.
I am learning how to be a druid that isn't a failure at druiding.
We've never been a
Granted,
failure.
Am I taking any of the advice that my teachers told me? Absolutely not. I'm finding my own brand.
Lavender, if you are a failure of a druid, then I hate to see any others.
You have a point. I haven't
Please
really
barely.
reevaluated this since we've really done all the plane hopping, so we should do that at some point. But okay, everyone in a circle. Horse, you too.
alright.
Alright, horse.
Ash, give me your hand.
Horse gets up onto it.
Why is it wet? I just look to my right. My hand is wet and horse is next to me. And I don't know what happened.
Cranston, you look over, you see horse, you extend your hand out, and then you feel fingers wrapping around your hand.
Oh, Godfrey, when did you take your gauntlets off?
I haven't, he says from across the circle. But I have good hand protection.
Cranston wouldn't look. He wouldn't dare look.
Nervous sweating.
If this is ventured, only everything can be lost. Nothing gained.
Clarification. Could Lavender actually make horse into a cloud like the rest of us?
I'm pretty sure it's just pretend
I
willing
mean, he's a
creatures, right?
celestial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretend willing creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a creature.
is horse willing?
Is horse
A great
willing?
question.
Yeah, he's willing.
Yeah.
Also, if you look at no mic.
Oh. I hate that
Oh.
so much.
I have
don't like
I have something that's really funny about this. But it'll come up. Not the lower two images, but
I hate that.
I hate it so much. Also, for
giddy
some
up?
reason,
no.
Not the giddy up. The
Power word
for
kill.
some reason,
newest one.
Oh,
yeah, I for some reason my brain just sees like fingers and imagines that horse's head has to be the thumb, like making like
Don't like
hand
that.
turkey. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Course.
because horse is a fine greater steed, any spell that Godfrey casts on me targets the horse as well. So if Godfrey casts Death Ward on himself while sitting on horse, Horse has death ward.
That is beautiful. I love it.
Congratulations, you can no longer power word kill the horse.
Well, you can just do it twice and then horse will be dead, but that's beside the point.
It means you have to do it twice.
I would love for a necromancer we're fighting to waste 2 power word kills on a horse.
Necessary.
Oh, cool. So Lavender will do her thing, and she'll make sure everyone is in the circle. I imagine the minute it takes to cast this, Cranston is just unnerved and not looking at horse. But yeah,
We're
we suddenly
slowly
become
moving
not a
into
bit.
field of
Not one
vision.
bit.
clouds.
I can feel breathing.
You feel a tongue slipping in and out of your fingers.
Chris is like crying a little.
A single tear rolls down his cheek.
It's like in Death Note when like L is like staring at Kira and he's just like, I can't look at him. Let me find an image. This on screenshot. No,
Horse is my trauma.
Horse is my tragic backstory.
After a full minute of casting, you all once again reform into the cloud-like beings. Where are you going to?
The Citadel.
The
I
Citadel.
imagine just beelining it to the Black Citadel that's just floating 1,000 feet in the sky in this general area.
Imagine Lavender in cloud form just like points, looks at everyone, points again, and just starts going and just assumes they'll follow.
I like to imagine cloud horses still vaguely shaped like a horse.
Oh look, that one's shaped like a horse?
It looks at them.
Why is it sprinting?
Why is it sprinting towards us?
On 2 legs.
Every time you post that fucking meme, it kills me.
the no clipping horse.
That's exactly how I imagine horse.
That's horse now. It's canonized.
All right. As you all make your way,
Just
This-
stiff as a board in all its actions.
the sun begins to kind of crawl across the sky as you fly over the autumn wood and then break across portions of the endless. And eventually make your way down toward where the Black Citadel used to lie. And as you arrive here, you look about and see a large hole in the ground leading into a dark below. The area where the Citadel used to lie. And as you look up, you don't see anything.
Weren't we able to see it like at one point up in the sky?
I'm pretty sure it was a joke that we said like, oh, it's like y'all look above and it's there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Reasonable. I thought it was like in the distance a tiny black speck that we saw.
Nothing you can see right now.
Can we look towards like where the chains used to be? Or like
In
In
the
the pit.
hole?
yeah. Oh, that. I'm sorry. Not right. Put some things together. Did we just ascend?
Nah, I was gonna say, do we just go up and then take a look around?
Might just be our
I
best
imagine-
bet.
Imagine Lavender is going to like make sure she's like right in the center of the pit where it used to be. Look up and then just start like elevator.
We go.
She's
up high
using her
enough.
hunting skills.
Oh my god, dude, the Earth is flat.
It's the glass dome. Oh my god. You can't tell
Oh my
anyone
God.
about this.
We can't tell anybody.
It's the dome.
Well, actually, if I'm correct, canonically, your worlds are flat shot. So what if like we got up and it was round?
Oh my god, the
Fine.
world's round. We can't tell
Look, you can
anybody
see the
about this.
horizon.
Oh, dude, just stand back. I'm gonna actually be sick.
No, we all get concussed on the glass dome.
What's the plan?
What words?
Well,
All right. As you begin to ascend, how high are you guys going?
Godfrey
How
will
long
at
did it
least.
take us to
Oh, sorry.
get there?
Cranston's here
And
for the
walk
ride.
wise, how long did it take us to get there?
We don't know, to be fair.
I have 8
How long it
hours
took
of
us to get
walk.
here, like on the ground?
Probably about
Yeah,
4
like-
hours to get
Okay,
here.
so 4 hours to get there. We have 4 hours. So realistically, we could go 2 hours up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
And then 2 hours back down if we don't see it. That sounds like our best plan so far.
yeah, just taking a look around while we go upwards.
Imagine
Are you guys going
traveling vertical for 2 hours at insane speeds.
Boop, 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 boop.
Going
Yeah,
on a
it's
trip.
first rocket
in my-
launch.
Just imagine you see this bunch of clouds going completely vertically. It's like, is the world ending?
So are you guys
Or is
going
one
up?
shaped like a horse?
Yeah, I'll follow the group.
Okay. As you begin to ascend, you do eventually begin to see something in the sky above. At first, too small to spot easily, but as you begin to approach at rapid speeds, you begin to see it take more form. Up, up, up you go. As the world around you begins to shrink, but also expand, you can suddenly see across the whole breadth of High Haven. And as you continue up, getting closer and closer, you travel approximately 20 miles into the sky. You feel your cloud forms beginning to falter slightly. Difficult to maintain its shape. As the higher you go, the less atmosphere you have to work with. And eventually, you begin to approach the looming black citadel, seemingly still slowly ascending up and away. What would you all like to do as you begin to approach it?
To look for a spot to land.
Okay. You can land on like the outer gardens area. Everything is dead here. Or you could fly into the citadel. You could fly into one of the towers. Up to you.
Knowing there's a bunch of magic casters here, maybe outskirts and then go in rather than looking like an invading enemy. Maybe.
Yeah.
Outskirts is
Invading
a
cloud.
very strong word. The
Well, I'm saying-
outskirts is maybe like 20 feet.
So like the
Better
garden.
than trying to
basically.
go right in.
Okay. So you guys begin to reform in the gardens. How long does it take to reform back?
About a minute.
Okay. A minute after that, you guys suddenly reform and then all feel a searing pain as you attempt to breathe and feel nothing fill your lungs.
I have a spell for this.
It's too
What?
high.
Have a spell.
The atmosphere's too thin.
Uh-huh. Therefore, we should be running inside. I technically, oh, wait. Different source. I don't know if you'll allow this, but I could cast second level air bubble.
Air bubble.
have
air
that
bubble.
That's a
Prepared?
weird one.
5e.
It's actually from SAIS.
Because normally that's for like underwater things.
It's from
So
Spelljammer, if I
interesting.
recall correctly, right?
Oh, is it? That yeah, it probably would work here.
Because it's for space.
thought it
Where are you
Great.
doing it on?
I'm thinking of the
Globe.
Pathfinder one.
So how many of us are there? Does horse breathe? Does celestial breathe?
He needs air.
Okay.
That's horse breed.
Let's check in. So we need 6. So I need to cast it. I need to cast it at a 4th level.
So it
Oh,
is
5th level.
concentration, so if you really wanted to, you could just cast it at lower levels over and over.
Is it concentration?
It isn't, I don't think.
Oh, okay. I see.
It isn't. I will
So she,
cast
if you
it
wanted to,
multiple times.
you could
You're-
just cast it multiple times at 2nd level.
Yeah.
You're gonna cast it 6 times at 2nd level.
No, I'm going to cast a couple at 3rd level, so I get a total of 3.
What's the
cast-
full breakdown?
At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can create 2 additional globes of fresh air
Yes.
for each
So you-
slot level above 2nd. I
So
could
you
do
can
a
make
2nd
6
level.
with 2 3rd levels.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you're gonna cast
makes
2
so
3rd
much sense.
levels. Okay. Casting
Air
this
bubble.
spell, air bubbles begin to form around your guys' heads, allowing you to breathe. You find an eerie silence up this high.
Hello? Can we hear each other?
I'll say with the air bubbles, yeah.
I'm gonna
Right.
take the guess. Anything anything
Saying like every 3rd syllable.
Oh no!
animate here is not living. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
I think it might have fixed itself.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Anything animate here is likely not living.
Doesn't need air.
It's a weird fine line they might be walking.
Gotta get some
Think
like
they know how
anchors
high
on
they
this
are?
thing.
I think they know.
Shalathon cut it off a while ago. This thing has been ascending for some time.
Well, shall we
Oh,
head inside?
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
what do we need to... What exactly are we doing? I know we need to figure out what's going on with your sword. How do we go about that?
Well,
I'd say find
specifically-
someone who knows more about.
Well, specifically, we need to locate and talk to Umbasa.
All right. Should I do my evil disguise?
Yes.
All right,
The horse is enough.
All right, fair.
All right. Where are you guys
Lavender's
going?
evil disguise. She rolls in the dirt real quick.
Ah, yes. Nothing says evil, Godfrey, like someone with a halo.
Oh, right. See, it's really because when I look up, my head tilts up, and so it goes behind more. So it's difficult to actually like look up and see that it's there. So my
Out
brain,
of sight, out of mind.
it just I don't register it. It just I know it's there, but I just can't see it.
Let's just go inside.
Let's head
Right.
inside, see what we find.
If you
All
bonk it
right.
on doorways, does it like knock your head back?
I don't know.
As you begin to approach the front door, you see that it is closed. But as you near it, it opens up.
Does
Some
there
of the
seem to
magic
be
still
air
work.
within?
Sorry, there was 2 things there. What?
Is there air within, or is it no air?
It still feels very stale, very stagnant.
Well, it's a good thing the spell lasts 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
As you all enter in, you find the Black Citadel in a similar state as to when you left it, except many of the books have been put away by now, and you see no trace of any of the mages that were once here. The halls seem empty, and yet the candles and the torches are still lit with sickly green flames. As you make your way into the large library at the center, you find it in a state of silence.
I'd call out, but I'm afraid of breaking library protocol.
Then go outside the door and then yell out.
I book it outside the door and I go, "There's one boss out here!"
I
You're a
suppose
genius.
that'll work. Maybe.
I have
So,
a question.
Lavin-
What was that name you keep saying?
Is it Umbasa of all things?
No.
Ambassa?
Okay.
Oh.
I was really confused.
What is
Amamersa.
Immerse.
Emma Mercer. Okay.
Okay.
It's on the mythic
Um,
icon.
I quite honestly.
I really think you are just here to talk to the
give me
spirit
one
in the
sec.
sword. This is just the
Yeah.
single
and
most
that's-
place of concentrated dark magic. So we're not looking. The person we're looking for is already here. We just need to find the right place for you to talk.
Oh.
Like a way to
Okay.
talk to them. To the
Yes.
sword. Okay, alright. Have you
Like
tried
how if you
just-
wanted. Have you tried just talking to her? I don't know. But yeah, it's like how you would go to a temple to talk to a god.
Right.
Sorry about that.
I'm so glad we're
No.
so good at keeping up with the things we learn on our travels.
Correct. I haven't tried that at all. We can attempt to just.
You need like a space for it? Like dark candles?
Oh yeah, plenty of those.
That's true. Do you need them like gathered? I know in a lot of temples I've been to, there's a lot of candles about. Something about candles just.
I'm
You
just gonna
guys-
go and try and pick up a candle. Or like one of the torches that is lit around.
I mean, if you want candles, I have candles.
How many candles do you have?
Candles.
21. um, you are able to pick up a candle.
Lavender's going to like kind of wave her hand over the flame. Trying to figure out if like is it fire?
It is
Or is it
strangely
like not
cool.
fire? Okay.
But yeah,
So
if you want an environment to talk to something, I kind of have everything for it. If you want candles, I have candles. If you want incense, I have incense.
Ooh, incense is a good one.
I have some dried flowers and some seaweed.
Maybe that'll help. I'm not sure.
What about skeletons? That seems to be a strong motif.
That is true. I could pile up some bones.
What if we put some incense in a skull? Do you think that would be good?
It would look really cool.
Remembering my time in the Citadel, is there any area that? Because I remember, like, the liches just sort of exist within the Citadel. Is that something that is the case? So we would have to go find them, or could we like call them somehow? How with like setting up a little ritual with the sword?
You never saw the liches like spirits, the basically the broken forms of them. You only ever knew that they existed here in some capacity. The areas that you were never allowed to go mostly comprised of the catacombs beneath the Citadel itself, where you heard that there was some form of like gauntlet down there.
And that gauntlet, if I remember correctly, would be like where you would, if you completed it, you would discover the secret to lichdom.
Yes.
Looks like we're discovering the
let's-
secret to Lichdom.
Well, we
All
could
liches
try
are evil,
the-
right?
Not. It,
They don't have to.
most liches
though.
are evil, but I don't know if being evil is a requirement for being a lich.
It's like a plane needing a point.
What's a plane?
Oh, like the plane of existence that we're on.
Yeah.
Why would
All of
it
them
need a
I mean,
point?
𝐒𝐿 has a point.
You show me a plane that doesn't have a mountain somewhere.
What about the plane of water?
You've got very tall waves there. That should count.
All right, I'll concede that.
But yeah, it's not. As far as I know, most liches are evil, but I don't know if it's a requirement to be evil to become a lich. I haven't exactly looked into that myself. Let's try talking to her in a few other places before we commit to having to go down there.
All right.
Yeah, if we could avoid the gauntlet, I think that would be a good idea. But I don't know if we're going to be able to.
It
We
doesn't
can
hurt to try.
dream.
That's true.
See.
Would there be any like area that I would know that would be like concentrated dark energy for like a ritual like this?
A ritual, like to speak with Anmersa?
Yes.
The Citadel itself is just a place of that kind of that powerful meeting point. You wouldn't know of any particular area except maybe roll Arcana. Because this wouldn't be something you would know. This is something you might be able to deduce.
I will use my. That's still a high, but I'm gonna use my ring. There it is. I'm going to use a charge of my ring to give myself advantage on it. Because I rolled a 4. 31.
You would know some other areas aside from the catacombs that might be concentrated would be the forges that are like kind of the entry area into the catacombs themselves, or the tower, like the main tower of the Citadel itself, where the liches, when they did live here, would rule.
Well, so we have 2 options if we do want to do the ritual. We could either go to the main tower, which is where all the liches used to exist and rule whenever they were not dead, undead, soulless. I don't know how it works when a lich dies, quite honestly.
I couldn't tell you.
Or we could go into the forges below near the catacombs.
I mean, it is a sword you're trying to speak to.
That is true, but there's a person in the sword.
Like the person.
Let's try the tower first, and then if that doesn't work, we can attempt the forge. Because worst case, if both those fail, we have to get to the catacombs anyways.
Fair enough.
So the tower?
The tower it is.
Yep.
As you all begin to walk the halls, heading kind of through these like narrow passageways, you eventually find yourself at a narrow like spiral staircase that begins to climb high into the Citadel. Do you all ascend?
All right, horse. One step at a time. Yep, just like that.
Slide.
He just, I like to imagine
Here.
he goes one at a time like this, just,
The front ooh.
yeah, that's exactly how I'm picturing it. I love my
That's what I was just
no-clipping
hovering.
horse. this is,
Worse, that's
I'll
a
be right back.
cryptid.
As you go further and further up, you eventually make it to this large, or like medium-sized, circular chamber at the top of the tower. There you see a decrepit-looking throne and multiple tables and bookshelves with tattered books and like a pedestal with a large glass sphere in it. And as you kind of make it to this area, what would you all like to do? Also, keep in mind, the windows here, there's no like glass. It just looks out above High Haven. It's just out into the great beyond.
Well, everyone stay away from the windows, or lack thereof.
Lavender just staring out of one of them, like, never realized that someone could be afraid of heights, but fan. Like, this is beautiful and all, but not a fan. I don't think I would choose this for myself again.
I can see the stars from here. I saw those while they were here, too. Wait a second!
Would we like to attempt to start a ritual?
I mean, are we all participating, or?
I don't think we all have to. I think it's mainly me.
Okay, good.
You can if you want.
I mean, I have a feeling that Imperial won't like me doing that.
Imperial grows a set of eyes and just glares down at you.
Yeah, this feels like a personal matter between you and her, considering it's you she seems to have problems with.
That's
Should we
fair.
step outside for a moment? I mean, it seems like I don't know.
That might possibly be best if she only wants to talk to me.
All right. Well, I'll get a
Well,
pot
if
of
we all
soup.
step out.
Hmm?
I'm fine to step out, leave them to their privacy. Only if all of us do.
Oh yes, I was going to go get a pot of soup boiling.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna intrude.
Well, soup oil here.
All right.
Let's find out.
I don't know if you'll be able to, because the fire.
God forgets to start the fire. And it just won't start. He's like, God damn it.
That means you too, by the way.
What?
Cranston's gonna point to an empty space in the air.
Is Cranston okay?
I
Don't
can't
think
tell
Cranston's
anymore.
okay.
There is a deep chuckle just as shadows begin to form behind you, Ash. And you all suddenly see there this wreathed form of red, culminating in a thin, yellowed skull of decay and a large, like, pinned black iron crown jutting above. A large skeletal being, kind of its legs where like the robes drop down, seeming to vanish into like tufts of darkness as this tall lich stands beside you, Ash. Clever. Very clever.
So you're willing to step out too?
Its head careens down and looks toward you, Ash. You found it.
Do you talk of Soul Shiver?
That I do, young necromancer. But it does not serve you anymore. I can smell it on you. Righteousness.
I remember we saw Amersa before. This is not her, correct?
You've never met Anne Mercer before.
I thought we did down in the in Sigil in the catacombs. She came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm doing great."
Oh, right. She did appear briefly.
Yeah.
No, this is not Anne Mercer.
Okay. Well, my business is with her. You have business with me then?
You have business with all of us.
Busy man.
In what way do you mean?
You've come to deal with the liches. I am one of their representatives. The last of their kind.
I was under the belief that all the liches were destroyed in a way.
Then you are mistaken.
Would I be safe to say that you are one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
He introduced himself as one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Damn it.
I posted an art what he looks like.
Man was flabbergasted.
You actually stopped him dead in his tracks.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna have to get this guy lynched him.
There's gonna be time later. It's like, I represent liches. Like, you don't represent me. You're a lich. Oh, right!
I can't help but notice your group is smaller than when I last saw you.
We're working on it.
That's on our to-do list.
A shame. And what of the halfling?
Oh, right. Her. That's a bit more of a complicated issue.
She's right there.
Not that halfling, Godfrey.
I'm confused.
I'm also confused.
Godfrey, we've been to Brandybuck. You know there's more than one half.
I know there's more than one half. We didn't come. Lavender
Cora.
was here with us.
Travel.
Cora!
Oh.
Right.
Cora.
Was she with us when we came to the Citadel?
She was,
last time?
yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's true. I forgot about that completely.
We were a much larger group last time. Forgetting about that.
Right.
Well, in any case, I've come to talk as it were.
With me? Or
If
with
you-
Anne Mercer?
Originally with Amersa, but if you were...
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
I wouldn't deprive her of seeing you eye to eye. Here. And he kind of turns his skeletal fingers around as a emerald sphere with like a almost like a donut shape appears in his fingers, and he offers it down toward you.
I'll hold out my hand and accept, I suppose.
That will allow.
What?
This will allow you to see and speak with the council. They are here now. But they are not a forgiving or easy to appease bunch. I wish you all the best. And with that, he kind of pulls back and lowers himself onto the decrepit throne, leisurely watching your group as a black staff appears in his skeletal hand, and he, as if to initiate some sort of court.
Is Anne Mercer on the council?
Godfrey, she's in the sword.
I'm
She can
gonna just.
multitask.
I'll be over here. I'm just. If you need me, I'm a bit lost. Godfrey will just stand by and look around.
I also imagine when we all hear like the staff hit the floor, like getting flashbacks to Randy Buck.
Yeah.
We get a
Crazy's
lawyer.
eyes, all he sees is an elephant.
Or
The Death Knight steps up to the stand to try to talk against us. This one didn't accept my duel. I know it doesn't have anything to do with this case scenario, but I'm still mad about it.
I'm just here for character assassination.
Damn. You got me there. Does anyone appear as he sort of does the... It's just
Not to
him.
you all.
Just holding the thing, does it allow me to see them, or is it something I have to like? Is it like a bracelet or a ring? You said it's donut shaped.
It is this big, and it's donut shaped.
Oh, it's just like it's a hagstone. I will look through it.
All right. One moment. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Where is this?
Terrifying.
Something's not loading. Ah, here it is. As you look through the stone, you are suddenly looking upon a changed room. Multiple thrones kind of in a semicircle around this circular chamber, all with translucent, shattered forms arguing bitterly as you hear the voices begin to fill your mind as you bring it to your eye. You see 4 of these shattered lich forms, as well as the form of the one that sits in the throne before you. They argue back and forth before realizing that you see them. And one of them turns and grins widely and says, "You again. A pleasure to see you." You would recognize them. This is Vaxis, the Silent King.
Hey!
I thought he was trapped in the sigil area.
Mm-hmm.
Guess he found another replacement. Or just gave up.
He's just not actually here.
He's on Skype.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
An important
That's what happened to
distinction.
Skype.
An important distinction. Remember, when a lich's phylactery is broken, they can't reform. These are echoes of the liches, basically bound to this place. When a lich dies, this echo still remains. It simply loses all power. Among these, Ash, as a student of the necrotic arts, you would recognize Vaxis the Barrow Lord, the first of the liches, 𝐒𝐮𝐻 the Forbidden, the second of the liches, Delmortov the Unloved, the third of the liches, as well as the fourth lich, and 𝐼𝐚𝐧𝐭 of all things. And then, of course, the fifth lich, who sits in the throne, who you all have met before.
Have we met him before? Oh, yeah, that's right. But we didn't know he was a lich at the time, I don't think.
No.
Could I get his name again? Was it Craven?
Craven, the Lich King.
Imagine what you have to do to get the title of the Lich King. Just everyone else just glaring at you.
Just like, look
Every
at this
lich
self-important guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Widowy Quacked. I'm Widowy the Witch Queen.
A witch queen.
God damn it. Pleasure to see you two again, and pleasure to meet the rest of you, I suppose.
What? You see 𝐒𝐮𝐻 kind of lean forward. Say it again.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yep. Oh.
We're not hearing any of this, by the way, right?
Godfrey's tuned out. he's like there's some freaky dark magic business going on. I'm just gonna not look.
He's in Donut Court.
I don't know what to say. I was not expecting a court trial.
It's not a trial. It is court.
There is no trial. You're already guilty.
Okay,
Welcome
yeah,
to
that's true.
sentencing. No, it's when I say court, I mean like medieval court.
Yeah.
You're meeting with a council.
Yeah.
Delmortov just continues to sob.
Damn, Delmortov.
He's just sobbing.
His title is The Unloved.
Oh yeah.
She is time. Vaxis is male, 𝐒𝐮𝐻 is male, Delmortov is female, and 𝐼𝐚𝐧𝐭 is female.
I don't know what to say. So I've come here to talk with you all about Soul Shiver and how it almost killed me the other day.
And 𝐼𝐚𝐧𝐭 kind of leans forward. Almost killed you. Strange. I don't remember it quite like that. I remember you refused to let go of me with your do-gooder hands.
Well, his morality has changed. He hasn't actively done any good.
I heard I was apparently changed in some way by the card that I drew.
And have you sought to change this back?
I'm not aware that there is any way how to. It has been a day.
Well, it looks like you have time to research and study then before approaching this council. Unless, of course, you don't want that. Do you like being good, Ash?
I can't say anything particularly. All I know is that plans are still unchanged. For the most part, I suppose.
You see Craven leans his skeletal head over and he says, "And Mercer, please at least hear him out. I'm sure that this young, up-and-coming necromancer has something he could offer." And Mercer turns back and says, "What do you have to offer, Silver Lily? The powers of Soul Shiver are exquisite to hand them over so recklessly."
I can think of a few things.
Please?
Shoot,
So,
Cranston.
I'll give you Cranston. Done. Deal.
Grant's just getting ripped away.
You can have Cranston for a year after he dies.
No,
Yeah, I get promised to
it's not
another
the
group.
first year.
Cranston
You don't
gets
get the
caught
first
in
year,
the
you get
middle
the
of a
second year.
caught in the middle of an afterlife dispute over who gets Cranston's soul.
Cranston,
It's like
you go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like SpongeBob with Mr. Crab Soul.
Get in line, buddy.
Cranston gets John Constantine, where he promises his soul to several people and then just lets them fight it out while he lives forever.
Correct. I think that is his plan in life. He's gonna promise his soul to Amra somehow one day.
It's her marriage present, the wedding gift.
I brought you
I
Cranston's
offer
soul.
you my soul.
Wait, Godfrey brought her Cranston's soul.
No. Wild.
No,
I
Ashley.
went and got it. I had it imported.
I
This
saw
is
it in the window.
Cranston.
This is Cranston. Here you go.
Here's Cranston.
To my knowledge, if I remember things correctly, essentially, she's trapped in the Citadel for the most part. Like, she can't leave the Citadel and doesn't exist in any other form other than the Citadel and Soul Shiver.
Pretty much, like the liches. So, for example, Vaxis is not dead.
Yeah.
He is in Sigil, but because of the pact and because his phylactery was broken, he can't reform. So this echo exists here. And Mercer was slain and her phylactery broken. So her echo remains here, but the like remnants of her power inhibit Soul Shiver. So she doesn't exist per se. So like even if like she has no power no matter what. No magic can ever bring her back.
Okay. So what's left of her is just like an echo of her person, or is it like still a like being, if that makes sense?
It's more like here's a great way to say it. You know how light travels really, really fast?
Yeah.
It's as if the star is her and it's dead, but the light is still traveling.
Okay. And is it still like able to act as an individual or something
Depends
like
on what you
that?
mean.
Like in terms of if I offer her something that normally she wouldn't take, would she like be able to consider it given an argument?
Yeah, she this echo still has some semblance. It's basically like an AI recording of someone's brain. It's not them, but it is like what they were.
Okay. Well, as things have not changed in terms of plans, perhaps you could have some semblance of freedom if you stay with me.
Don't I have that already?
Is, isn't she not able to leave the Citadel in this form?
Yeah, but you already have the sword. She still inhabits it, even if you're not connected to it. Like
Okay.
her echo, that remnant.
I mean, more of a greater sense. Your true form may not be able to reform as it was, but if we continue through with original plans of, well, this was supposed to be a surprise. If we continue,
We're about to hear something really messed up, aren't we?
We're like all looking at you.
In one eye, you see all the liches. In the other eye, you see all of us with arms crossed looking at
In the same spots.
they don't know the liches are there, so they're like, "Oh, it's sweet, a chair. I can see you." If we
Who gets to
continue
be on
through-
Mersa? Sorry, go on.
It's Cranston. If we continue through with the plans of binding my own soul to the material plane, we would be able to give you more power through use of the plane's power, so that you can exist in more than just an echo or a blade.
A very kind thought. But unfortunately, it will not work in such a way. I will always be an echo. However, it does intrigue me to some degree. As the council, and she looks to the others, we rarely rule on anything of import, except the continuance of our species. She looks over as Craven looks to you, Ash. So, what can you offer me? Make it worth something of value. And Anne Mercer will grant you her power so long as the deal is maintained.
Is there anything specific that you would like?
A Red Bull.
Every 1,000 years, bring me a Red Bull.
Make it the blue flavor.
But that's not sold anymore. Figure it out.
Make it yourself!
Ash breaks into the Red Bull factory to find the secret formula. He becomes Plankton.
Red Bull is actually a corporation based out of Baphomet's home plane.
That'd be pretty good. So you got, what was it, like interdimensional chilies?
Astral Plane Chili.
Astral Plains chilies.
Shadowfell High.
I
Red Bull Factory. Crimson and Fairy. What?
In
think
Baphomet's
Abyssal.
domain.
The
Abyssal Red Bull factory.
Abyssal Red Bull.
I know what I want. A soul. Just one. Technically. A soul that I can use to the fullest extent. Ash Silverlily, if you promise to bring me this soul by consuming it with Anmersa's blade, I think all of us here would agree on having you continue with the powers of Soul Shiver. But try to cross us, and we will burn everything down. Is this amiable?
Whose soul would this be?
I want you to consume the soul of the God King.
Oliver's just like shaking with glee.
She doesn't know what they're talking about. She just feels something on her neck, and suddenly she's interested in whatever Ash is doing.
Something just happened. I feel joy.
Lavender buffers. Isn't the God King dead?
You also can't hear him.
No, you can hear him.
Oh, right, it's
This
this
is
one.
Craven.
Right.
No, the God King is not dead anymore.
Not
remember?
in this timeline.
Lavender can't remember. She's like,
There's
what
too many
happened? Is he
timelines.
dead?
Haha, oops.
Oops.
Haha, you're so alive, God King.
Wanted to save my buddy.
At this
That-
point, the civil war going on, or is it still looking like it's still starting?
It's still starting.
Still starting. Okay,
Last you checked. You guys
Last-
haven't been to the domain.
that's fair. In quite
Well,
a while at this point.
We went to the domain right before we went to the.
Yeah, but we didn't stay long.
We didn't stay long, but like we were there for a little bit, like a
I feel
day.
like civil war was starting. Someone would have been like, "Yeah," whenever we met up with
Sid.
Oh, the Countess
Sid.
with
No, no.
Sid, yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
feel like one of
count-
them would have told us.
One of them would have been like, "Oh yeah, there's a civil war. Like it started now. Everyone's revolting." Like, I feel like that would have come up in conversation.
Those are two different.
Well, if you
sentences.
remember, it was already basically starting when you guys left for the Aether.
Mhm.
If you remember, the docks were like cut off, and the city was like
Yeah,
locked down.
right. That's why it was so
Yeah.
like. And either way, wasn't the God King's like health failing? So his death was on
Originally,
his death
So
was on the
you're
horizon,
saying-
anyways.
We got a chance.
We do got a chance.
We got
I
a
will
shot
say-
at a soul.
Even with your guys' limited understanding of the God King, you would know a few things about this. If his soul is consumed and used as like an item, the power of the God King goes with it, including all those affected by the power of the God King.
Elric.
Elric, his Templars, both of the sons.
To be fair, Elric is the only bad thing that would happen in that case scenario.
Or more importantly, the power over all those individuals would now be in the hands of the liches.
So they would control all the Templars and
Control's a hard word. More like
And
they'd be able.
They
like
control the
blackmail.
power they have,
they
but
could
not.
give or take it.
Mhm.
I'll be
You're
honest. I don't know
asking
if
for
that
a
would.
lot.
I don't know if that would change the Templar that much.
Yeah, the
They
Templars
got
are
a little
already.
more evil.
Oh no, they're lich controlled now, or lich directed.
know.
What's the difference?
I feel like if you look at it in perspective, it's a little bit of a step up in some ways. I'm just saying,
Promotion.
I've not been hate crimed by the liches.
Yet.
Because
Are
that
you ready?
what
Whoa,
else-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa, 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 whoa.
What is your answer, young Ash?
This seems like a heavy price.
Mhm.
What would Good Ash do?
That's true. Wait.
I'll offer you my eye.
Oh shit, yes!
Oh,
Who
sweet.
wouldn't take an eye?
Why did you start with that?
You turn
Oh, it's
good
like
in the
every-
High Haven universe, and you immediately offer your eye at every given situation.
I can't think of a single being in existence that wouldn't want an eye.
Cut to beholder.
Oh, great. Another one.
I'll just
like a
put
ta-
this
like
with
ta-
the others.
Throws it into a pile. Oh boy. Here I go again.
Fucking day with eyes.
Do we have a deal, young Ash? Or do you have something of equal worth to offer us?
Godfrey's son.
Deal! The soul of the avatar of 𝐒𝐮𝐳𝐵𝐿.
That would be equal. That would be greater value.
Cranston isn't hearing anything in the other side aside from like Ash's side of the discussion.
No, you can hear Craven talk.
Yeah,
Oh.
so Craven heard this.
Craven is there.
Oh, okay.
Raven's
That's right.
in the room.
He's the one that was talking to you guys originally.
A weird question. Does Ash get a vote in this if they become a lich?
You could read. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Sure, one vote out of 5.
Well, it'd be 6.
What if I turn my skeletons into liches?
They're
How
already.
it works.
I have 18 votes against.
Project 2025 be like.
In this council of previously 5 liches, we have a vote go off of 23 votes.
Skeletons.
Under control of another lich.
All those in favor say aye. Throws it in the pile. That's all they needed it for.
For a pun.
They get bored
Right.
nowadays.
I think the thing is that old Ash definitely would have taken this deal. The good Ash wouldn't take this deal because it is not a good idea.
You look conflicted. Probably those new feelings rattling around. I'll tell you what. I'm feeling a little spontaneous. Give me the amulet, and we'll call it even.
Oh, that's it. So basically, right now you're choosing good or evil Ash.
You just get like the two options before you, and there's like a time bar at the bottom.
I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. You're not rehabilitating the amulet. So if you're
Yeah.
going good Ash, you're
No.
already losing it.
That is true. True.
I, as the DM, will tell you.
Okay.
There are consequences to both of these actions.
Yes.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind.
What could be the issue with liches getting the amulet of
Amulet of
ultimate
ultimate
evil? What could
To
possibly
be
go
fair,
wrong?
it only has 3 charges left.
And I'm saying this like immensely out of character, and as someone who was originally dealing with Craven, one of Craven's big goals initially was also getting the amulet.
Oh yeah.
This is what we call the long con.
The long game. I died, and now it's time to get it.
Hmm. Counter offer. I give you the green flame torch and you destroy.
No.
No, no, no! Not again!
There's only one There's only one issue you have to do. You must face the horrors of the junk drawer to go claim it.
There's caltrops and stuff to trip over.
We've
I
also
know you
placed a helmet over the flame and propped it in a chair.
I know you float, so the caltrops won't really be an issue, but we'll make them float. So you bump into them, and it'll be a little uncomfortable.
That'd be a really silly gimmick item, floating caltrops.
you,
You toss them out and they just stay in the air.
you just bump into them.
They stab you.
It'd be funny if it was like, you know the immovable rod? If you did
Yeah.
immovable caltrops that like you just cast them all up in the sky and it just makes this field of like little points that you can't move.
That.
So you have to like,
Field of bombs.
you have to Mission Impossible your way through it.
You start crawling along the floor to get out from to just go under them. They turn off the immovable part and they all just fall on you.
And then they turn it back on. And you're trapped.
Movable caltrops with a clicker.
I think the immovable rod has a switch on it.
It has a button.
Yeah, it's got a button.
If I might ask, what would you do with the amulet? I know at least some of its powers.
Use it. Finish something I started long ago.
Would you be willing to share what that is? If anything, out of curiosity.
I've little to hide in this regard. I either get one or the other.
I paint and need a reference.
First, I will destroy the line of Armador. Then, I will defeat the last of those who will remain alive that bested me all those years ago. And with the final, I will reform my ranks of undead. Should all go according to plan.
That doesn't sound too good. Mainly the destroying the Armador ley line. That's the biggest one of that.
Not the ley line.
Oh, not the
Like the
ley line.
ruling
The
line.
He's going to kill the king of Amador.
Oh.
I want you to not be confused at what I'm doing.
I want to make
So
it very
think-
clear.
So we have two options here, neither of which are good.
You are bargaining for power of a dark artifact.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, a king dies.
So it's the King of Amador, people we haven't technically met, and an army of undead. Compared to the Soul of the God King, which comes with a whole plethora of issues, including the one thing keeping a good friend of ours alive.
Yeah. I think the God King. Plus, we have to work for that one too. Evil Ash talking.
Ash, is that you?
I'm back.
I'm back in the fucking
Because Ash
building.
is good doesn't mean that he wants to do the hardest possible task.
He's neutral good.
He's procrastination good.
I'll do good tomorrow.
I think the big question you also have to ask yourself here is, do you think you need or even want Soul Shiver?
That is true. But then I don't have an icon.
Then you're the badass that doesn't need the icon and said no to a lich.
I hate to be that person.
Okay.
But the end of this quest does have you guys in possession of both the 𝐒𝐿 and one of the only being that can use it effectively.
We can write out all the bad we did.
He won't go that far.
Damn it!
But he might mitigate the damage at least a little.
That
Or
is-
more so, or he might be able to just convert Soul Shiver to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could try and find a way to make like Soul Shiver neutral instead of like a dark artifact.
So
That's
if you
up to
What I'm
want,
you.
basically telling you is you can do an option now and have consequences, but you also get to use Soul Shiver for this final arc. Or you can complete this arc and possibly find a way to get Soul Shiver changed so that you can use it as good Ash.
Okay.
It's a tough decision, but it's also a
It
dark
is.
artifact.
Yeah, that's fair. Hmm.
I could
I'm
give you
trying to-
Void Mantle.
I imagine Lavender just like pokes at Ash. Good Ash, stick it to the man.
No,
It's
that's
not
chaotic
exactly-
Ash.
it's not exactly like Ash in general to just go along with what other people say.
Yeah, that I'm sort of thinking that too.
Ash in general is a more of a I'll figure this out myself kind of guy.
I don't think I don't think it has come up or has like needed to come up. But Ash kind of thinks the liches are dumb because they're all flawed of what he wants to do.
Why listen to them?
And and if Ash thinks they're all dumb, why would he listen to them?
Stick it
Yeah.
to the man.
Look, Ash, whatever you decide, we're all gonna help you find a way forward.
Of course.
We'll help as best as we can.
believe with those offers on the table, with the offer of giving you the amulet or consuming the soul of the God King, I'm afraid I must take my leave for today.
Jumps off the tower.
Through the window.
No, 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 no.
You think we're a minute up? Enough to transform back to cloud?
We just stand
We-
there awkwardly.
We did fly up
Problem
for
is-
like an hour and a half or so. Or was it
Yeah,
less than
how much longer would we actually have on Windwalk? Because we used 4 hours to get there, so that's half.
Yeah, but I mean, it was only like what, 30 miles up? It's like
Yeah,
Yeah, you
nothing
said like
to
20
walk.
miles up.
Yeah. We probably,
That's true.
realistically, we probably still have like 3 or 4 hours.
He kind of leans back at his chair a little. He says, a shame. I had very high expectations of you, Ash. Go. So Shiva will never again answer to your call.
So be it then. And I will turn and start walking out.
I will follow.
Is there-
I believe we all leave with him. Yeah.
As you
After
all
the Citadel, right?
as you all begin to leave the Black Citadel and return to the world below, Craven in his room scowls as the other liches berate him for being too forward. But eventually he waves a hand as their forms dash and return to the crypts below. And as he rises in his long robes and moves over toward the crystal, he draws a skeletal finger across it as dark forms begin to form inside of it. And he says, "They have just left the Citadel. They declined our offer. I will be around shortly to collect the loot from their bodies."
Yeah. Figured
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
As you all
Skydiving.
as you all return to the world below, where would you like to go next? If
Cranston
anywhere.
hits a bird on the way down.
You're a cloud.
You still hit the bird.
You just envelop the bird.
You dissipate for a
Punches the
second.
bird.
Way is up.
I reform with just feathers.
Oh,
It's like
I'm really full.
Should we perhaps
it's
head?
like, oh sorry.
I was going to say perhaps we should head to the City of Glass. Seems like the closest location to where we want to go.
I just don't know if the spell will last long enough to get there.
Ooh, right.
Before we go anywhere, would we be able to stop by just like any like decently major city so that I can get myself a new weapon?
If we're going to do
you
that,
have a point.
might I suggest possibly stopping by Goldleaf Hall?
It's true, they got some pretty cool stuff over there. I haven't seen my sister in a while. I wonder if she's
It'd
still
take a
over
little
there.
longer. We'd have to see if the spell would last long enough, because maybe we'd make it to Oakenvale, which is the closest, but right now it is... We're running out of time on this thing.
You could.
I mean, I
nap.
could technically... I could cast it once more.
Oh, neat.
It'd give us another 8
Right.
hours.
The reason why I'd like Goldleaf Hall is Ash and I still have interest in freeing Cynthia. But ever since adjusting the powers that are gifted upon me, my means of communicating with her have been limited. The only way of even learning about her I had beforehand was the Tree of Knowledge.
Do you hope to use it again to try and get into contact?
Get into contact, or simply figure out how to free her.
All right.
I mean, we
We
know
have-
where she is.
Well, kind of. Well, actually, yeah, we can just go there now,
We
technically.
do.
Yes, because remember, I've been there, so I can just plane shift there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, you can just go there. Can you just take me and we talk with her?
We could just do that.
So-
That could be an option.
But won't
Oh.
that take like your most powerful?
My most powerful spell, and then, well, we can get back out if we all go. We can get back out if we have lab. Oh yes, Sean.
What is it you're trying to get to?
The realm where Cynthia is currently.
Do you mean the illusionary like meeting place you had?
Oh, was that illusionary?
The place where you walked into the Eldritch Emissary?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
I'm
of.
pretty sure the Eldritch Emissary walked into him.
No. He walked into his like robes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a real place.
Oh, well then, shit.
Wait, did you think
the
Cynthia was
tree!
just stuck in the Eldritch Emissary's robes?
I bet he
Yeah,
had a portal in his robes, you know?
That naughty elf. He's like a squid tentacle guy too.
In which case, Gold Leaf Hall might be the best option with that. I think realistically, I could see about using my old Warhammer, but finding just something better might be a good idea.
All right.
Well, here, just take this back, and I offer back the blade of 𝐿𝐼𝐴.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Good point.
You forgot your collection of evil-looking swords.
Wait, that's right. Do I?
Ash
Oh,
looking
no, I
at the
think I
swords now. Just, I don't know what the appeal was back then.
I think I sold the other sword, the great sword from a while ago.
Is that the
It's
one
in
that
the
talks to you?
wild.
No, I'm pretty sure I sold it at Sigil, so it's in the market.
But is that the one that spoke to you?
No, this one is.
Oh, good, that one. All right.
The point still stands that I'll need to get a new weapon because I don't have anything else. But
Do you
this
need
was-
anything else?
Gold Leaf Hall would be a
Realistically.
good place.
and that is a fair point. Do I really need anything else?
Yeah,
Gold Leaf
this and
Hall is a
Lavender
good place
brings up
regardless.
Lavender just brings her little tiny like mini scimitar.
I'm glad you didn't try to buy a Warhammer at Gold Leaf Hall because they are insanely expensive.
Oh God, why?
Well, they're worth 40k.
God.
I know.
Damn it.
I was waiting for it.
But yeah, if you want, you can just take back your blade of 𝐿𝐼𝐴, and I can get an alternative weapon at Gold Leaf Hall.
That's true.
I'm not exactly using it to its full potential.
That's fair. I mainly just need it as a spellcasting focus, quite honestly.
I'm not using it for anything. I'm just holding on to it and looking cool.
It's just a sword.
It is an evil-looking sword.
When's the last time you've seen me use a weapon?
That's true.
Can't recall, honestly.
Don't remember.
It's a lot of fire.
Yeah. Ironic, wasn't it?
Very. But it did,
If
oh,
you
I mean,
like
it
the
did the
mini
trick.
scimitar.
That's true. It did do the trick.
So, Gold Leaf Hall.
Yes.
I believe that's where we should go.
Let's go talk to the elves.
And then would I need to recast Windwalk? Would we have just enough to get there?
You'd have just enough to get there as the sun begins to set.
Let's go.
I was just thinking, you guys know the comic where it's like Zelda and she's like thanking Link, like, thank you, Link, for saving me. And then she's like, by the way, like, what was all that weird stuff you were doing the whole time instead of coming to the castle? And it's like Link remembering all the side quests. I feel like that's going to be your guys' first interaction with Silvios.
We all
Just put this out there. Lavender still doesn't know who Silvios is.
Yep.
He has
What
no
we-
idea.
Weren't we supposed to, for saving the gnome, it was either a gnome or a halfling. I think it was a halfling in Highport, saving their sister. We were supposed to get
Yes, that was to
them.
learn about Silvios, but most of us never completed that quest. That was 2 of you that you did on your downtime.
And we didn't
And then you
go-
didn't ask about it?
No, I want to be clear. I gave the hint to them. I don't think either of them wrote it down.
Oh.
It was on my iPad in
Weren't
Zach's
Weren't we
apartment.
literally told the last place Silvios was seen?
Yep.
We got
really
the letter
are.
last time we were in Goldleaf Hall.
Mm-hmm.
We really are
We
high
are
havens.
so bad at this.
The
I
thing
hate
is,
this.
Lavender doesn't understand. She
Silvios
has a
is like,
general idea.
finally, you're here, and we just shift around awkwardly a little.
The Duke
Lavender-
follows me, Eldon. He uses me to try and amend the past, but doing so destroys the future. His disciple, Darkfire, comes for me. I must descend into the ruins of Cerulean's realm. Hopefully he will be unable to reach me.
Ruins of Cerulean Realm.
What remains of the Dragonlands?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Dragonhold ruins. So we could. He's over
We
there.
want to do a quick stop.
Unfortunately, you are not able to because you do not have something that would allow you to do it. The waters there are literally death, but there's only one. There was a whole. I need you guys to know there was a whole arc. There was a heist. There was a ballroom.
We missed
There
a
was, like-
ballroom episode? Are you
Oh.
fucking kidding me?
You guys missed one of the biggest arcs of the campaign.
I can't believe this. I'm so
We
distraught.
missed the fucking ballroom
Still
episode?
don't
I
know
knew
what
we
the
missed the
runes do.
ballroom episode.
I am
I'll
And
be
we
so honest,
still
I
don't
knew
know
we
what the
missed the
runes
ballroom
do.
episode.
I am-
Sean told me about it.
crushed.
Aw,
I am actually a bit disappointed myself.
I'm
It was
so
a ball.
heartbroken.
It was a heist. It was a dungeon. Everything was ready. And then you guys went a different
Aw.
way, and I was like, okay.
I'm most
Like the
upset.
DM.
Ah.
What
I'm
were
so
we
upset about
doing
the
when you had it
ballroom.
ready?
What were you doing when I had it?
And what
Oh,
did we end up
so-
doing instead?
Well, it was the first quest you guys did, which was you did the Brandy Buck quest. And then after doing that, you guys just decided to do the small side quest I had set up. So I was like, okay.
And then we got
And then from
sidetracked on the side quest.
Well, you got to the first part of the side quest, gave up.
We
I
got
wanna
to the
make it
first side
clear.
quest, got lied to, and then we just totally
We
believed
got-
it.
Gaslit hard.
Gaslight. Just
And then went on a whole other quest line that eventually led you to the
To Mythalorn.
to Mythalorn, and then on the way back decided to go to Goldleaf Hall. So you just left Amador again. So I was like, well, okay.
We are High Haven's silliest goobers.
Well, the reason we went to Goldleaf Hall was because we had gotten news. The reason why is we had been told by the people gaslighting us that there was something with the runes in
Yes.
Goldleaf Hall. That's why we went to Aurora Hawkmoon in the first place.
And she
to
was
get
like, we need to go here.
passage to Goldleaf Hall, which led us to Mythalorn. So when we got back to Goldleaf Hall, we then forgot completely about the rune quest.
because we missed the sister's wedding.
Because we missed
Yes.
the sister's wedding.
We
You're the
are
worst.
It all comes
We are
down to
something
missing
else.
the sister's wedding.
I just want to point out, because you can still do this quest, because you still need to save Silvios.
Yeah.
Need is
I
a strong word.
very much tried to.
No, I'm kidding.
I very much tried to push the idea. Let me find it. I was
It's gonna
like,
be so embarrassing to whoever you try to push that on.
well, I just mentioned it offhand. I was like, hey guys, like here's a cool thing: the Seafarer's Heartstone, which is in the castle at Highport. It, what is it? Purifies seawater into vital drinking water and crop water. Like it can purify water. It's pretty cool.
I don't
Whatever.
remember that.
I think I remember
Okay.
that in terms of me wanting to poison the water, and then you
Yep.
talking about it.
Ash
God
wanting
damn
to
it.
sabotage the
Oh
thing we
my
need to get to
word.
the
Literally-
next objective.
I didn't remember at all what the hell you're talking about until Zach said about poisoning the water. I'm like, oh, that I know.
I still can't.
That's the
believe.
reason.
Sorry.
Go
Missed
for
the
it.
ball.
We missed the ballroom episode.
We might
I'm
still get
so
it,
sad.
depending on how grateful Jean's thinking. To
We
be.
could try and do it after.
We could try and do it after we stop, because after we defeat the 𝐾𝐞𝐕𝐄 and do all that, we have to go and finish up our other side quests, and like we have to find Silvios, and we have to like kind of tie up everything with a neat little bow before the Great Prince shows up. So we might still get the ballroom scene, depending on how lenient and giving Sean is feeling.
We've
It's
been holding
true.
this ball for the past 6 months. It's
Hoping
just
you'd
video
show
game
up.
It's just video game logic where you start the quest, you go off, you fuck off for 50 hours.
The
and
event
then come
doesn't
back.
start till you go there.
Exactly.
Anyways, Gold
Glitchy
Leaf Hall.
is that's
Let's
the-
forget about everything again and go to Gold Leaf.
Let's do the same thing we did last time.
Okay.
I think
Are we just
to-
staying at your sister's place?
just to plan this, it's gonna be Gold Leaf, and then from there we should probably head to City of Glass.
We could stop by the strange ruins.
I will be fully transparent. I would prefer Goldleaf Hall be more like a cursory stop, like I just to kind of explain
Like a
the things that you
shopping
guys
trip?
experience. Yeah, like where because I can tell you everything that's there. I'm just gonna tell you, I don't want to explain everything at Goldleaf Hall.
You're good.
You're good,
We're just
Sean.
there for like a small stop. It's literally just so that they can try and find out where Cynthia is, and I get a new weapon. I think that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lavender
Oh.
sees her sister.
That's if
I
she's
will-
even
Yes,
there.
and-
I'll tell you a few
Yeah.
things. Number one, arriving at Goldleaf Hall, the halls seem to be in a worried state because of the encroaching Grey Prince comet. Your sister is no longer there, along with her husband. They were actually sent away to Oakenvale for a.
You would have seen them in Oakenvale.
It is. They didn't say why. They said it was of utmost importance, and they are safe. They are just they're working on something there. They will also understanding of your like what you guys are doing. They will offer you access to their teleportation rune, which can take you as far as Vestel's commune. If you remember where that is, it's
Yes.
over here.
We surprisingly did.
God, we're going all the way back up to the northeast.
Let's check in on how Snowden's doing.
The world
It's
ends.
Shreg territory. It's
We can
Shreg
find
territory
Shreg
now.
again.
So you guys are able to rest here and such. Cranston, you mentioned you wanted to go to the Tree of Knowledge.
Yes.
And what exactly are you looking for?
I want to find how to use the green flame torch to free Cynthia.
Okay. Meditating underneath the Tree of Knowledge, you would be given strange archaic visions. Go ahead and roll me just a wisdom check.
Sadly, pretty low. 9.
Okay. I won't explain to you what these visions mean, but I will explain the visions to you. What you see is a map of High Haven. Old, archaic, long before many of the places had been discovered and well before they had been settled. Set ablaze by a golden flame that slowly turned to green. Let me know when you're ready for the next part.
I'm ready.
You see almost like wet pages of old textbook pressed together, ripping at the seams. The words on either page kind of breaking apart as light kind of pulses through the new crack.
Got a bit lost on that one, but it's okay. I'll figure it out.
Finally, you see a mirror. But as you reach out toward the mirror, toward yourself, you notice small discrepancies. It's not a mirror, it's a window. And the glass shatters as flame spreads through the cracks.
Is she
All right.
in the fucking mirror?
No. That'd be funny.
She's been in the mirror the whole
We just punched the mirror.
I could have met Cynthia so long ago. Cynthia could have come out instead of the cow.
She shows up. Wow, good job.
Oh, I will give you another big hint. At the end, you see Amra praying to 𝐼𝐻𝐻. But you don't see 𝐼𝐻𝐻, just Amra. That one seems particularly important.
All right. When he comes out of it, he will, I guess, reunite with everyone probably in the market while Amra's shopping, and we'll give the rundown of everything he saw. We're gonna workshop this.
Thanks, Godfrey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna post what I typed out. 100%, it's not word for word what Sean said. And
Just
like I said,
it.
I got a bit lost on the second one. I like fell behind, and then the words became a blur, and then I kind of just started just putting what I
Lord.
could together.
So many.
The first one, good. Second one, absolute mess. Third one, loose interpretation of what Sean said.
I feel like this is gonna be a let's review the VOD. Go back.
I think I'm gonna have to, yeah. Cranston goes back to the tree to review the VOD.
Let's get a replay
Just back to the
on
tree.
that.
Could you repeat that?
Can you repeat that again? God.
One more time, tree.
True.
Please.
Hey, I didn't quite catch the second sentence. Could you try that one again?
There you go.
I don't like the start of that shot. Wet pages of a textbook stuck together.
Why are they wet?
Why are they stuck together?
Because they're wet.
What a crazy life.
Imagine Cranston just kind of like blurts this out to everyone, and Lavender's like,
He doesn't even say hello.
"Oh, so we set a wet book on fire."
Or do we set the world on fire?
No.
That seems extreme.
I understand all of these words separately, not together.
I think we need to find a
You-
book that is also a window.
May I ask for corrections on? You said the map of Highhaven looked like things still starting out, right?
It's just an older map, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
The tree
this-
couldn't be bothered
I'll
to
give-
update it.
I'll give you a big hint. This map seemed to be from around the Everdawn.
Okay. That will probably mean a lot more to Tomra than Cranston.
So map from the Everdawn. Armor playing to Imoore.
Do you know, Ash, what Cynthia did in their earlier life?
Quite a lot of research into necromancy, I know. No? Would I be able to recall anything like that?
Did they?
Her research was primarily in necromancy as well as opening portals to the far realms, basically places beyond creation.
Was your aunt trying to bring Imoore back? Fuck.
Yes, Godfrey?
Yes, Ridley.
The golden flame and the green flame, does that have any religious significance? Like, would Godfrey know those to be certain symbols of any faiths in Highhaven?
Roll religion.
I would like to help.
Okay.
Sweet. I have proficiency in this now
No?
because of Imperial.
I mean, I would hope that it's Imperial having a halo and not being proficient in religion.
So I have advantage.
Mhm.
Proficiency can only help so much. That's a 10.
With advantage!
Wait,
I rolled a
wait.
3 and I rolled a 4.
What does the green flame do?
Well, the torch itself, as I understand, it breaks down barriers.
What do you think a yellow one would do?
Mend
Set them
them,
up.
perhaps?
Pull them together. Or, like, set them up.
There's
And
another
if that
fucking
happens too
torch.
much, imagine like a cut.
It just
You get cut.
stays.
Well, no, if you get cut and it heals, and then but as it's healing, you get cut again.
It's scars.
What eventually happens?
So a scar.
We are so
Is she
smooth
in the
brain.
scar?
It's unfortunate.
Well, at least that makes me think of scars around Highhaven. But I don't know if that's exactly the
any
right track.
Bars around Highhaven?
I'm thinking of the Holtarum ruins. I'm thinking of potentially the
Yeah,
Emerald,
there's the
the
huge-
Emerald Sea.
Yeah.
Before you go off on that, actually, yes, the Emerald Sea. Before you go off on that, though, think about all the other clues.
Let me look again.
You are
It's
on
like-
the right track.
My brain is. It's like, I swear it is in my head and I can't grab it. I feel like the moment we learn it, it's going to be so obvious to me, but it's.
Where?
What if it's
possibly where did 𝐼𝐚𝐽 fall? Was that somewhere in the Emerald Sea?
No.
In
I
that
don't
general
think so.
area, I mean,
Yeah.
he waged war over there.
Okay. Okay.
Let's.
What would Omra praying? Why would I be sure? It implies, I guess, maybe a favor is needed of 𝐼𝐚𝐽 for the completion of this.
Maybe I don't think that. It's a weird thing to include.
A hole rips at the weakened point of the pages, and light pulses through the new. Light.
Over
There
here
a
where it's
tree.
green and gold.
Oh,
That's not the dumbest thing, honestly.
well, my
What
first
if she's in
thought.
a tree?
My first
No,
thought
you
is
have
that
the scary tree.
she was where 𝐼𝐚𝐽 was before I brought him back.
Here?
Where was
No.
he?
In the outer planes?
Yeah, the places we could only go through. What are they called again? Veil strands. Literal like gaps into the plains itself.
Are there any veil strands around the Emerald Sea?
They're unpredictable. The one I know of is the one in Celianor. That's the main one that 𝐼𝐴 was sealed at.
I bet you,
Did
if anything, there is a veil strand at the tree in the Emerald Sea.
I will say as well, Amra does know about another veil strand because she's visited it.
Oh
Also
yeah.
have a
Hold on, I have to go
question.
way back in my notes.
Yes.
Yes, Lavender.
I can't remember. Did Elric tell us
He told us
his
about
experience?
He told us about it because Amra commented on it. I know that, but
Yes.
it's not there anymore.
Oh.
Um,
Isn't it in like a barn or something? Casual veil strand in a barn.
It's just in an old hunter's shack, I'm pretty sure.
there is a. I don't know if this is the one that Sean is referring to, but there is a former veil strand that opened at the heart of the Sea Keep in Highport.
The high port in Amador is very closely sea associated, so that could mean the wet pages.
Unless you meant another one, Sean, in which I have no idea where that would be in my notes. I only know that one because it's right at the top, and I see it every time I open this document. If it's another one, I have this. This is 33 pages of notes.
Let me double check something.
I do not know if I will find it.
I'll ask my question when you're ready, Sean.
Could you do like Control F veil?
That's to say, I'm like, maybe
I
control F.
did. There's only 5 mentions, 3 of which are at the beginning, one of which is the one that Elric mentioned, and then the
Yes,
5th is.
you are missing one.
I am missing one.
You are missing the remnants of one. Remember.
I clearly do not.
Remember who you are.
Yeah,
I will tell you. There were remnants of a veil strand at 𝐼𝐴𝐽's temple.
I don't remember that one.
With this knowledge, Amra traveled southward to the isles of her former cult. In the crumbling ruins of Dothmar's disciples, she would find traces of a fractured veil strand. In deep prayer for many days, Amra would be gifted with a single inkling of eldritch knowledge from a shadowy, familiar figure beyond the veil. This is no prison, but a maze. Give me a scent to follow, and I will come once again.
Okay, that's why. I didn't write down the entire thing. I just wrote down what he said. Yippee!
Does the textbook from the vision look like what my book used to be?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like Amra's like constantly running through her head, like when this instance might have been, So she's probably gonna like really pry into like what it looked like in the vision when she was praying,
What a veil strand looks like?
or like what she looked like in that instance.
Like what Cranston saw, I think.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
like what
Oh.
Cranston saw,
What she saw in that moment?
like what Cranston saw when she saw her, like because she's trying to put together. Because there's been a lot that's
Timeline.
happened.
All that he could see in his vision was that Amra was praying, and he knew it was to 𝐼𝐻𝐻.
Yeah,
He didn't see 𝐼𝐻𝐻.
right.
That's a big part of it.
Maybe like Amr had a
she's like-
specific haircut.
She's trying to put together a timeline in her own head because
Oh.
she's like, I've done a lot of things.
This is recent Amra.
That would be
Honestly-
a big clue to her.
It's probably when she went to that temple and got that vision.
Yeah, that's the big thing that she was looking for. Because I imagine Amra remembers a lot of things by how she was in that instance. Like,
So
because
this
it's
being
'cause-
talked about.
way longer Amra than the. Yeah.
It looks like recent Amra.
Whatever that means.
I feel like just the fact that it's Cranston saying it looked like Amra praying to 𝐼𝐻𝐻 would mean something to Cranston, like with Cranston saying it because he only knows current Amra.
Yeah, he's only known Amra for like 10 years.
If he
Um,
saw a weirder looking Amra, he would have mentioned that. The fact
He would have
didn't
mentioned
mean
a
something.
weirder looking Amra.
That's true.
It's like this looked like Depression era Amr. I'm just saying.
Honestly, Cranston assumes it's like a future of 𝐼𝐻𝐻 praying like an idiot.
So review what you guys know.
There's a scar at the temple.
Where Amra might have gotten talked to by Cynthia.
Not Cynthia. It was 𝐼𝐻𝐻 that was talking to
It
her.
was Amor.
Okay.
They were probably at the same place, the same outer weird plane,
But
or
it does
something
mean
close to each other.
we could try it at the temple. If we can put the green flame torch to the scar, it may open the way. The worry is how do we close it afterwards?
Yeah.
That's probably what the gold light is.
We need a golden torch. Gold flame torch.
But where do we find a gold flame torch?
I mean, most torchlight is golden.
That is not technically true.
I mean,
Perhaps
Let's not
𝐼𝐻𝐻 would know.
It's worth asking.
another temple visit then?
Perhaps. If you don't mind, while we're in Goldleaf, you can message him before we relax and rest. Yes?
Lavender?
Go ahead, Lavender.
From all of the time Lavender has spent with her nose in books, has she ever heard of something like some healing flame?
There are types of healing flames, and especially in magic, especially clerical magic. You would recognize. Actually, go ahead and roll either Arcana or Religion.
If you roll religion, I can help. If you roll Arcana, that'd probably be Ash territory.
I can
Roll
also-
Yeah, I'm
Arcana.
gonna roll Arcana.
Okay.
Am I getting
Yeah.
help from Ash?
Yes.
That is 15 plus 7.
22.
22.
Yes.
Green is predominantly the color associated with necromancy, with Nalsaith, with like what's the word? Consuming
Decay?
or like decay.
And decay and rot.
Gold is often associated with the opposite, life and healing. The green flame torch has a similar property to that green color. So its opposite must be in some way healing.
Yes.
What it doesn't just create a portal, it rips open reality. So there must be something capable of putting it back together.
Heard of anything historically that was cool that happened like that?
Nothing that really kind of jumps to mind. You would have an idea of if the ability to close it easily existed, then the Everdoor would have been closed long ago, which is another Veil Strand in Keluna. But the Veil Strand that existed in Highport does not exist anymore. You know that one closed almost immediately.
So potentially someone in Highport knows of it.
More like something happens with Veil Strands that allows them to either open or close.
Yeah, they have to close eventually, otherwise there'd be just veil strands everywhere.
They're scars.
And scars
Something
heal over time.
Heal them.
So you're saying we can rip this open with reckless abandon and it'll fix itself?
No.
No.
That's what I got. I was with you, Cranston. That's where I was going with it.
Here's a great way to put it into perspective. The Veil Strand that opened to allow 𝐼𝐼𝐼 to return took your former partner. That was the trade-off, and no Veil Strand was left open.
Right.
Something
So you almost need to
sacrificed.
sacrifice a soul.
Alright, starts rolling up sleeves.
Nope.
Wait,
Oh.
Raising a goblin. It isn't the only way.
What if I give up everything that's alive in the mirror?
I also do want to warn you guys. You are, with the number of stops you're making, you are making it very possible that the Noctivigan is going to get much farther in their plans than you intended.
I was gonna suggest, while this
Yeah.
is good information, since it doesn't look like this is something that can be done quickly, that this be another back burner thing to dealing with the Noctivigan.
that's fair.
I mean, we were always going to deal with Cynthia after the Noctivigan if it turned out to be a lot more work than anticipated, and it's turning out to be a lot more work than anticipated.
Yeah.
A little bit.
High maintenance.
Alright, for now, perhaps we have these visions, we have some semblance of an idea. Things to look out for, at least. For now, I think perhaps we begin heading to the desert.
Yes. Do we have like an exact location of where we're specifically heading, or are we just going to the City of Glass?
Let me
'Cause I
check my
remember
journal.
There was something about a mountain. That's a while ago.
That's Rylos. Heroes of High.
Omra, may I ask you of something?
Sure.
What are our options and prospects for returning Imric to the mortal?
Oh, returning Imric? That's easy. There's a lot, depending on your price point.
What?
Well, there's Revivify, which the time for that has long since passed. That's usually what I use to bring you back. There was Raised Dead. That's what me and Godfrey had. There's Resurrection, but that's incredibly expensive. The key thing with all spells, though, is that I require a body for him to return to.
I see.
There is a spell that can do it without the need for a body, but usually that requires... It's a weird gray area between the body being destroyed or just not available at the moment. And it is unbelievably expensive.
How expensive?
About let me look. About 25,000 gold.
Yeesh, that is a high price.
If I had the money, I'd pay it immediately.
So I have my
Great.
notes here. If we want to go.
But
over them.
even then, the body still is required typically, unless the body just does not exist anymore. I need Imric's body to bring him back.
Our best hope is maybe,
Question.
luckily, a mushroom fellow found it and serving among them.
I have
we
a
don't have-
question.
Hmm?
You know how we pulled Nathan through everything that we pulled Nathan through? Can we do that with a body?
I
A little.
don't
Yeah.
know if it would work.
It would be the Underdark.
He is
Is it a different
technically on another, because he is. I just don't know if it'd work because he's not technically alive anymore.
Could we
And-
go
Yeah,
and
yes.
find him in the afterlife and, like, take a finger back?
No, that's not his actual body.
Okay.
Also, that would take a lot of time.
He'd probably die again. I just know he'd want to be there to fight the 𝐶𝐶𝐁𝐒𝐕𝐄.
I
If I bring him back, he is going to be weak, he is going to be tired, and he is going to be unable to fight. He will need extensive rest.
think we take this fight for ourselves.
He can't
We bring
fight
him
the
back.
We'll bring him
𝐶𝐶𝐁𝐒
back.
with us, but he can be back to fight the Grey Prince with us.
Exactly.
I'll bring
Oh.
a
Sorry.
camcorder.
Or what?
that.
I'll record the fight so he doesn't miss out.
In regards to where the lost city is, we asked 5 questions of the found dwarf. We asked first, where did the lost dwarves settle after 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐻𝐿 destruction? And he answered that they settled southeast of the cradle. We traveled through summer and into autumn, suggesting they traveled at least several months, perhaps by foot, through forests of red oaks, glorious and rich, and Godfrey sort of looks at his notebook. Impervious to eyes? Don't know what that means, but I know the desert was made of red trees at one point. We also asked what is required to enter the city of the Lost Dwarves. We must find the lonely stone on the hill, and speak, so you were lost and so you were found. We asked what dangers lie in and around the city, and he said the hubris of my kin. He was very short and sweet on that matter. And we also asked where is this cradle that he references in the first question. He said it is the spine of the southeastern world. It is where we came from and passed from the ruins of our first kingdom. So I believe the cradle is this sort of mountainous region around the eastern wildlands, and perhaps the barrier from the eastern wildlands to the red wastes. And then we also asked what happened to 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐻𝐿 and, the 𝐒𝐴Cre of creation stuff. Not important. First four more important, I think. I believe the lost city is somewhere in the red waste. They traveled through summer and into autumn, several months southeast of the cradle. It is somewhere in the desert. But where? What is this lonely stone on a hill?
I don't mean to be that person.
By all means.
I did recommend we take the body with us in case we needed to ask more questions.
It's
It
a
only
little late
happened-
for that.
I know, but I did
We
suggest at the time, and you told
One.
him no.
One hell of a long con. I told you so.
I'll take that in
I'm
stride.
sorry,
I'll-
Ash. Things got kind of caught up with the horde of demons spilling into Mythalorn.
There were a lot
We
of
didn't know about
demons.
them yet. You just told me I couldn't have the body.
Because we all knew what you were going to do with it.
Would you have
It
been
was
able
gonna
to
go
talk
in
to
the-
it again? I thought the
Yeah,
spell
in
only
10
worked once.
days.
Oh, that's... Well, it's too late for that now. Perhaps we can speak to people in the City of Glass and find out what this lonely stone on a hill is. And perhaps find a guide to it. And, head in. Or we can just look for the '𝐶𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐿.
I can attempt.
I mean, I could try. I could also attempt to scry. I
Scrying.
don't know how it would
buddies.
go.
That's all the information I have. I don't suppose is the Orthon with us? Hello?
Do divine sense.
I don't think he's been with us for a long time.
He's not here. That's unfortunate.
His house blew up.
I don't know. He just shows up and shoots me from time to time. We're good friends.
Those are different sentences.
What do you mean?
Those can't be put together.
A lot of people shoot me, Granson. It's fine.
I get it, Godfrey. It happened all the time back at Shadowfell High.
People, yeah, you see Ash gets it. You know, you see your friend,
Oh,
you shoot them.
God. Good.
You sit
Ash
down for
put in
tea.
The perspective of the upbringing. It's like, Shadowfell High was kind of fucked up. Actually, I think about it. A lot of people died, like a quarter of the graduating year.
Very
For no
needlessly.
reason.
Why do we have an assassination classroom? We went through so many teachers.
It's a really inefficient system on top of being just morally bankrupt. We could try and scry on them. I don't know how that works. I leave that in your purview. Or we can go to the City of Glass and see if they know anything. But time
I
is
see no
of the
reason to
essence.
try both,
Do we?
but not to be pessimistic about it, but I've got a strong feeling most of the people in the 𝐶𝐿𝐵𝐿 have some sort of magics on them to prevent peeping eyes.
I was going to ask, do we know if they still have Shreg?
Well,
Shreg might not resist.
Shreg might not, but I was also going to say
I
perhaps
don't know if
Cora
you know
doesn't
that.
have that sort of
Yeah.
protection.
That's true.
I mean,
Cora is a good
Cora
choice.
might willingly fail.
Or
Cora
Bill.
could show us the way, or perhaps not have that protection from scrying like many of the other 𝐶𝐿𝐵𝐿 members might have.
I
Then
think it's
again-
worth a try.
She might more likely have the protection because she's more likely to willfully fail.
It's
Well, if
possible.
I try and scry on Cora, that's just me checking up on a relative.
I don't think the magic cares, but I still want to try.
I believe Lavender. I believe in Lavender.
We have two chances to try and get this. And I think Cora is probably one of the better ones.
Who?
Technically, I still have 3 5th level spell slots.
I'm gonna try
We
Shreg.
have way more.
You're gonna give Shreg a try, and
As the
Lavender's
one
going to
who
give
suggested
Cora a
his
try.
name, I feel like I have a close connection with it.
All right. And if you,
I'm on his birth
Wait.
certificate.
Ash,
Yes?
would you be able to? Are you able to scry? Is that something you can do? Because I know you can teleport.
I can teleport, but I can't scry. But we're still in Goldleaf Hall. I could
We could
ask to
use the
library.
tree. Oh,
Oh, I didn't
very
even think
different ideas.
I was thinking I could just ask to get a spell scroll so I can copy it.
I mean,
Alright.
I'll try scrying on Cora. Checking in on a relative. It's fine.
So she is familiar to you. I assume you're using her likeness.
Oh,
Okay.
It looks weird.
I believe that's like a 4. So, Lavender, as you cast the spell and look through the orb, you see Cora along with multiple undead or like dark magic looking individuals, mercenaries and such, moving through a dark corridor of stone, like sandstone. Sand kind of pouring down the walls as they seem to move deeper and deeper into some underground catacomb. You watch as they continue through, moving further and further down, and that's all you see in this vision. It doesn't tell you where she is, right? Yeah, no.
no.
I will say you do notice that you do notice that at the front of this like procession is the Duke moving through as they go further and further in. So it looks like they have already entered the city.
Well, shit.
So we need to go now.
We need to get there as soon as we possibly can. You wouldn't happen to have
Branston.
any gates left, would you?
It only works across different planes. That last time I checked, the city's on the same one as us.
But
I
we
can-
have
We go to a different
forks.
plane.
I can teleport us just to the Red Wastes. I have been there once before. It was awful.
I will say,
It will probably mess up, but I don't think if I want to go to the City of Glass and a mishap happens, we're still in the middle of the desert somewhere.
I will say, it is silly and in lieu of the Nathan idea. But if we do go to another plane, I can cast Gate on Cora, and the door remains open. So
we
we
just
could
took
just
Cora.
Would we all
Well,
be
it-
able
just go
to
in.
go through?
Cora
well,
just feels us pull her through, and then we run past her.
What is happening?
I mean,
Well-
we've done very silly plans before, and it did work.
Well,
We
'cause, like,
pulled Nathan through 2 portals
we did.
and then decided to kill him.
Because the door opens and stays open for a minute. It doesn't. Every time it's closed after we pull someone through, it's because I close it.
Right.
So if we go to another plane, since I do know Cora, I could do it that way. Because the Duke isn't in charge of the plane, so he can't technically stop me.
Right. I think this is a good. It's worked. We know it
I
works.
think this is the most wild idea, and I love
The
it.
idea.
One
Gate is
thing
such
I will
The
say:
silly spell.
Yes.
With like a nap.
the city itself could have some kind of teleportation gate protection on it. I'm just saying it is a possibility. But
It
we
is
could also
a
deal with that
possibility.
if it comes up.
I think Sean might be adding it right now.
Dwarves don't like other planes.
Well, typically, as far as I know, the portal can only be closed by people in charge of that plane of existence. That's why it didn't work in Sigil.
Or like, for instance, trying to get into the Shadowfell at this point.
The
I won't let it
problem-
happen.
The problem with that I foresee is once we go through. I imagine Lavender told us what she said or what she saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Once we go through, we would immediately be in pretty much the middle of the Duke's army.
Right.
I feel like no matter what, we are going to have to fight
How
that
many did I
army.
see? Realistically,
In-
how many did I see?
In this group, maybe 20.
We can do 20.
But here's the
We
thing:
can
is that
do
we're
that.
going to have to fight the Duke and his army, anyways.
Anyways.
If we're going to have to do it anyways, and arguably us dropping in the middle gives us a bit more of an advantage than them being ahead of us and having the chance to set things up.
So
It
true,
also
we'd be the
means-
ambushers.
We have time for preparation. We could apply things to ourselves prior to the casting.
Such as
Good.
Death Ward and other such things.
Greater steed.
Oh, Horse is already here. I don't need to cast that again. He just stays.
He stayed?
No, yeah, that's how it's always worked. I never have to recast that.
No.
Unless he
no, no, no,
dies.
no. What a tragedy that would be.
Cranston Eldritch Smite Sword.
No, yeah, Horse just stays around until he is taken out. But then I can just
What
bring
have
him
happened
back.
to the last times we summoned? I don't think he died every.
No, he's died every time, I
He-
assure
he's
you.
died every time.
Horse has taken quite a few hits, and regular Horse was not able to stand up to them. But this horse, who is the same horse, is a little bit stronger because I used more powerful magic.
I think canonically, Cranston has full memories of in the middle of battle, Horse standing up, waving to him, and walking away. He's never seen Horse die.
Horse has died a
Instant
lot.
gaslight
I know, he probably
He's died 20 times.
This is probably like a hallucination Horse forced on him through some weird magic.
Quick question, Sean. When you said we got to Gold Leaf, you said we had rested. Is that like a long rest? Okay, so
I
we
did not
haven't.
say you rested.
But so it is still that evening then.
Yeah, no,
It
he
is
said
better.
we're arrested.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you said we can rest at the end of it.
Okay.
We're still doing our
I
stuff.
just wanted to see if it was like we went to bed that evening and woke up and then did this stuff, or if we're still in the evening. Okay.
This is the evening time.
Cool. I'm pretty solid for the moment. Could
Well,
use
we know they're in the city, so every moment we are not spending not going after them is a moment they get further in. I don't think we have 8 hours to rest.
I think we should rest. I will say they can't get all the way into the city. They can't get all the way to the 𝐒𝐿 within this 8 hours. I don't think. Plus, with that, I think Lavender might be running a bit low on spells.
Well, she's only spent one so far, hasn't she?
No,
I think
actually
we have to-
3 now.
because
three-
so I've used
maybe.
2 third level for
Right.
us to breathe. I used a 5th level to scry and a 6th level for windwalk. Oh, I mean, I could get by.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It could be a huge risk to try and long rest.
If they do get it, that's it. That's game
That
over.
is it.
To be
Don't know how big that city is or how long it'll take them, because while we're sleeping, they're moving.
Question. Did it seem like they were like in the city? Like seeing buildings around, or like they're in a tunnel going towards the city?
They were in a corridor. Knowing the dwarves, this could be the outskirts of the city proper, or it could be the city itself.
It's too hard to
Freaking
tell.
dwarves and their nice architecture.
They even treat the outer areas with respect.
Well, what I mean is like there wasn't like a huge open chamber with buildings in it. You were like in a tight
Yeah.
corridor.
And that could
Yeah.
be anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I think we.
So they've found where the city is and are currently traveling towards it. If we... Another question, how would we have the option of the Well of Many Worlds. Would we want to use that to do our gate strategy? But if we go to a bad plane, we would essentially be trapping 𝐶𝐿 on it.
We don't have
𝐶𝐿
to
can
pull
go through the
𝐶𝐿
portal
through.
again, people.
Oh yeah, that's true. But she might
Her
hit
own free will.
Duke.
I'm not sure how much she's been brainwashed.
That's
I-
another concern. I don't want to kill Lavender's
Did you?
sister.
I don't think 𝐶𝐿's been brainwashed at all. I think she's just
Okay.
doing what's in her best interest of the things she cares about.
I
The
want
Duke
to,
had
True.
someone she cared about.
That
Lavender.
is true.
We know the 𝐂𝐼𝐷𝐿 somewhat well.
Mm.
Did you see any other of their heavy hitters, as it were? Or was it just the Duke? It could be they're split up, which might be a major boon for us if they're split up and looking for this over the city.
I mean, from what you had mentioned, Sean, it was like the Duke, bunch of soldiers, and 𝐶𝐿 in the middle.
Yes,
And that's all I
but
could see.
from what you've gathered, that's probably not all the people that he would have brought. So it is more
Yeah.
than likely that this is a group of, like, they did split up in some capacity.
This is one
Just
group out
one
of
the scouting
many.
party.
So if we started with one, it goes from there.
I think we just
Make
need.
them out like dominoes.
We're all together, they're not. We have the advantage now. We should press it.
Yeah, I suppose the call's Lavender's. She's the one who's used the most resources so far.
Aye.
Just remember, this isn't just resources. This is also tired.
Yeah,
You guys
that
have been
we
traveling all day. You're about to
Yeah.
go and do a full dungeon crawl. Just keep it in mind.
I say we're risking things in either direction. If we
Yes.
fail to stop them in a fight because we're too tired or too lacking in resource, they win either way.
Make a
Yes,
good point.
I agree. What if we don't stay here? I get us to another plane. We rest. We take it on when we're fully rested.
You mean rest on the other plane?
I just
And
thought
I
we
would-
don't
We'll have all of them.
we don't need to go through the Well of Many Worlds. I just realized
We have 2 casters with plane shift and love
And-
support.
And
can
if
just-
we are going to rest anyways, then you'll be able to plane shift with the no consequence.
Wait, hear me. We have the Aether, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Hear
about to
me
say.
out. If we can find Imric, he can come with us.
Zimmer's
Yeah, it's
in
not
the
his
Aether?
body.
I don't
It's
think
not
we
his
can
body.
see his soul.
You wouldn't be able to
Go visit
leave.
him.
What if?
I don't know, unless
Yeah,
Sean
the
will
Aether
allow me
was
to
the place
cast
with the
Gate
penguins.
to bring Imric's body to us.
Well, not to bring his.
What's he gonna do,
We
crawl
would revive
through?
him, but
I
his soul
don't
could come-
know.
his soul could come with us to the
I-
fight.
I don't
NBC's
know.
ghost. Or ABC's ghost. Just standing there. Get him.
I have a
Reese's
question.
Jordans. Yes.
Maybe he can at least watch through the gate.
That's so depressing, though. That's almost worse.
He's like sitting in a
Um,
chair watching.
It's like a cup of hot chocolate, just like chilling.
Wow, they're
um,
doing really good.
So Aether was where not penguins were.
Noah.
No, Aether was penguin.
Doar.
Yes,
yeah.
the Doar. And Enna.
We could swing
Doa
by.
are there?
How many doe are? There's a handful.
What do you mean a handful?
There's like 10.
What are you hoping that? Are you hoping to unleash the Doa upon the Noctivicont?
I mean, they. If it,
I think that's a war
thinking-
crime.
I think
Put it on the
yeah,
bingo card.
I think the Doa would be
They want to
considered
fight.
civilians.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be. Oh, we can finally get.
Okay.
Harming civilians or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, civilian meat shields.
God.
Well, no. It'd be the like the has-been hotel arc. It's like, hey, do you want to have like random civilians fight for their world?
Right. The epitome of not evil and war crimes. Hell. Can't believe you're about to conscript traitors.
No, yeah, that's why I was
Duel.
confused.
If anything,
Get in there.
well, we could also the Doa are traders. I'm kind of out of magic items in terms of attunement because I lost the talisman, and now I've lost my sword. And
Well-
I've gained the Nalseus blade back, but it doesn't really do anything.
Hear me out, Ash.
Okay.
Do you want to fly?
That would be awesome.
I'm not using it anymore.
Did you just ask if the man who consistently teleports, if he wants to fly?
Do you
That would
want
be
to
very
fly?
cool, though.
I would
little
get a
bit.
60-foot fly speed plus a 30-foot teleport.
Right, and so you could stay above and fire down spells and stuff, and if something gets
True.
close, you just whoop.
That could
Actually, that's a really good point.
That could actually be well, minus the fact we're in a cave.
I mean,
Oh.
who knows?
That could.
I was kind of
of
hoping no one would notice that part. I was like, yeah. Use the flying thing.
All I'm saying is it could prove useful, and I don't use it anymore.
We could do that if he doesn't find anything more intriguing. But I like this idea of shopping around for this fight.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time to shop around with the Doa.
I personally would like to see if I can get an immovable rod.
I'm gonna
You
be
can
just
battle
honest
yourself.
with you guys. The Doar kind of showed you all their magic items. They don't have everything.
Oh yeah, I know they don't have everything. I thought it was just that one group that showed us, and there's, like,
Yeah.
different groups.
Do you know how to teleport to another group?
Well, they're all.
We only
in
know
that,
the
like,
one
village.
location.
Oh, is that
Is that
village the
turtle-
only?
Is that the main shop?
That's the shop you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I
other
mean,
door
like
in the
that-
village?
Yeah, like
Yeah. I'm that's like their community.
Okay.
You guys saw what they pulled together.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So the Doa that we met with the magic items, those are the ones that like went out to sell the hot.
What they do
super
is they
expensive
they
items.
buy the magic items from their friends and then they sell them like in 𝐒𝐶𝐵𝐿.
Okay.
In a sketchy
Did we
tent.
remember seeing them have an immovable rod?
No.
Damn it.
We
Probably
at this
wouldn't
point we
affect-
just need somewhere safe to rest.
Yeah, I'll
on.
still
Yeah.
take it. It's still preferable.
Alright, so we rest with the Doa. And then go
Rest
to...
in the Aether.
And then we head in.
And gates.
Oh, Ash. I just hand over the wings of flying.
Excellent. This looks
It does have the symbol of Ensavian on it.
this looks wrong.
I'll admit it's giving me a little bit of dissonance, but
What if we cover them in like soot?
I mean, I'd prefer
like
we
an
not do that
edginess.
to a holy
We
artifact.
can we can wash it off. It's just soot. We can wash it off. It's not going to rust them or anything.
I have prestidigitation. Could I soil it?
Sure.
I'm
That works for
not
me.
soil it to make it like dirty, not like smelly. I will say.
It just soils in front of you, Godfrey.
Perfect. It matches now.
Also, I posted a picture of Ash.
I just heard something try to use my doggy door. And Jesus Christ.
Do you not have a dog?
No.
I'd lock that.
It's
Yeah.
locked now.
I'd lock your doors too, just to be safe.
Just to be certain.
Are your
All
grandparents
right.
No.
home? Oh.
Neither
Oh,
is their
no.
dog.
They got
Okay.
home early. The dog's like,
Honestly, entirely
lock 'em out.
possible.
Alright, so we go to the Aether, we rest, we bring core into the Aether, and then we
Go
rush
through the portal. Yes.
We should do a little bit of shopping, not really shopping, but see mainly if I can use their facilities to get some spells, potentially some spell scrolls from here. That could be helpful. Waiting.
Does gold leaf hall have an immovable rod?
probably not.
I mean, we're still here.
Someone
so-
has one.
I mean,
With
you
the
guys
jar
are
of
looking for it
mayonnaise.
last minute.
Yeah.
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 This is like
And I know-
showing up to the grocery store on Thanksgiving at like noon
I
and
need
hoping
a
for
turkey.
a fully cooked turkey.
A fully cooked turkey.
Yes.
I also know
Like that is the
100%
level of ask.
I
Also,
know
John-
100% why you want it.
Also, John, just in case you are worried, just keep in mind that the winds are also 17 miles per hour right now in Phoenix. So it might have just been
That's
the wind
very
pushing it
likely,
open.
yeah.
Must have been the wind.
Unless it was a lizard.
Ominous, but okay.
And it looks like it's not usually that windy there.
It isn't.
What if you could have had a raccoon pet?
He just
Honestly-
wants to come in.
I was a
Free
little
roommate.
optimistic at that. I was looking at the door, kind of hoping that's what it was coming in.
Just John standing there with like a welcome package. It's just a guy. He's like,
Oh, I was
"You're
hoping
not
you
a
were
raccoon." pulls out the 9. All right. So you guys are resting here or in the Aether with the door?
Aether.
I believe
Are
we're
we
going
in
to
the
the Aether. Can I have quick shopping session off camera? That's
Sure. What are you trying to get?
some spell scrolls.
Oh, at Goldleaf Hall?
Yeah, see if I can just get some
Okay.
spell scrolls from them.
Yes.
We can go over what they are later, just in terms of saving time.
Yes,
Ash,
you
do you
are
know
able
Blight?
to.
No, surprisingly.
Do I have the scroll for you?
Do you have Blight still?
I still have the Blight Plague of Wood.
I forgot about that.
It's so funny. Why is there a plank of wood?
I am a fucking hoarder sometimes in game.
Just for ease, Ash, I'm gonna do this list, which is I'll send it to you. Basically common is gonna be I'll just do the high end for each of them since it makes sense.
Okay.
Maybe not. This will be the general ranges. I'll put it in no mic. I'll give you the exact ones when you tell me the spells. But those will be the costs for them.
Okay.
All right. As you're going through that, losing my mind a little.
After we're done, go to the Aether, I think, unless anyone else has anything to do. It's shopping for a sword, isn't she?
I'm just buying a longsword.
Okay, that's fine.
Just
Um,
normal.
Arriving in the Aether with the Doar, you are able to room with them for the night. They give you a little corner to sleep in. They realizing that you're kind of going into something big the next day, they throw a little celebration for you guys, a little beachside bonanza, especially for saving them, the ones that did save you. I will say as well, because of that fact, one moment. They will give you something. Where is it? Hmm. 1 minute.
Why do I feel like the Doar would totally gift people who are going into like very perilous battle something like a lint crown?
They will.
perfect.
They will very slyly give. Cranston's the funniest. Cranston a potion of hill giant strength. And they will offer again their belt of stone giant strength for 9,000 gold.
No one has
Have
the
that
money
kind of
for
thing.
that.
I have 2,000.
I don't have the money. I don't have the attunement
3,800.
slots.
I don't have the attunement slots.
Yeah, I don't have the attunement slots.
And that's a 23 strength.
Ash has the attunement slot.
It's tempting. I just don't have the slots for it, and it's not like I'm using my sword at all.
I use my
Okay, the
sword,
question
but
is,
most of
if
my
we-
damage comes from smites.
If we pool our money,
But who
We
needs
get
it?
I don't know if anyone heard. I have 10,000 still.
Oh my god.
Oh my
But
gosh.
keep in mind, you would have bought spells.
That's true.
So I
Lavender has 3,800.
don't think
I'd be
anyone
willing
needs
to
it.
It would be funny.
could use
though.
it.
I could. The wizard could have a 23 strength.
Yes,
would
for all
be
that sword swinging you
Absolutely
use.
hysterical.
Correct.
What potion was it? Just potion of giant strength?
Hill giant strength.
Hill giants.
The big thing is none of us have like the attunement slots open for it.
I do.
I don't. Yeah, but Ash
Then-
does. That would be really funny.
Unnecessary because
I'm
how
not
often
I'm not gonna pitch my money in for you to have the stone giant strength belt.
I could
will.
take off my amulet of health and have only 180 health.
You would have you would have one more hit point than Ash.
Exactly.
Me looking at my 124 health.
I have 156, so I feel it.
Only Godfrey?
Only. I have 240 hit points right now.
Unearned.
And we should keep
What do you
it
mean
that way.
unearned? We got to level 20.
That's your magic item that gives it to you.
Correct.
That,
That you gave us.
something, if I remember correctly, in the fight that happened during the Doa part, if I remember correctly, did only one Doa die?
If I remember correct, yeah.
I want to say it was 2, but I could be remembering wrong.
I
I think it was supposed to be 2, but one like miraculously kept dodging.
Yeah, like
Yeah. I think that
barely
would make
survived.
sense. I only remember the one dying.
Confucius died.
Confused.
Damn.
Died.
He
Is
died
that
very
the only one
confused.
that died?
Yes, he's the only one that died.
Since we are taking a long rest,
Are you gonna bring Confucius back from the dead?
I would like to be good, Ash.
Sean. You finish first.
And I would like to ask them to lead me to where he is. And if he would allow me, I would like to wish cast resurrection on him.
Fancy pants rich with you. Thank you.
I have a question.
What's
For
that?
Wish, is there any limit to the material component, or is it just
I
completely-
don't need a material. As long as I'm using just replicating a spell, it doesn't give me the negative effects.
okay? They bring you right over to the water where you saw him die, and he's still just floating in the water there.
I didn't get him.
What?
He's just been sitting there.
He's just face down in the water, a little bloated.
Isn't that just gonna
It's
make
been like a week.
the water worse?
Ash just
Um,
looked at the door that led up to him and just.
Yes.
Did you not want to bury him?
We don't
like-
bury.
You just leave them in the water?
Mm-hmm. We leave them where they died.
I could see him rotting.
Okay.
Souls rot in heaven.
I suppose different cultures. Guess I can't judge too much.
Man, this good Ash feels weird.
You do carry around a hole full of skeletons, so
I do still have the whole of skeletons.
Because that's not evil. That's
That's
a boss.
Recycling.
Oh,
They're so well taken care of though. They know how to
Okay.
line dance.
it's true.
Casting resurrection on him. His body would begin to debloat and sink a little bit before he and then he waddles up onto shore to his brothers, and they all just kind of begin to pat each other with their weird fingered flippers. And then they all turn to you, Ash, and they give like a little nod of their head before turning and waddling off down the sand.
Oh wait, before you go, I still have this for some reason, and I'll give the Confucius the Doa cloak that I still have.
Why did you have this?
in
He
case I
puts it
wanted
on,
to go back to Pinchwinkle.
and then he kind of waddles up and just lays a hand on your like mid abdomen for like an uncomfortable amount of time, and then turns and walks off.
It was very nice, Ash.
Yeah, I remembered
God,
only
you
one
are
of them
good.
died, and I had the option since we're not doing anything else.
It's very good.
Oh,
I
that's
feel
so
like I could have
wholesome.
also raised a bunch of skeletons for free.
But this was good.
This was good, and this is weird.
How do you feel?
I don't know.
All
You'll
right,
get there. You'll get there.
I'll take it.
You did good. You did good, Ash. I know
For
that feels
resting here.
weird, but you did good.
If we're resting here, can you not still do that?
What
Could
do
you
you
still
mean? Well, I
bring
could.
up some
I could.
skeletons?
Cast them regularly instead of wish.
What do you mean? Like raise skeleton? Like I can raise skeleton. How I've done it for a while is I do have the 2 active skelegangs currently, and how I do it is I just, if I have the spell slots, I just don't mention it to save time.
Okay.
What
Mhm.
Wish does is you can replicate a spell for free with no materials. So rules as written, I could just summon, I forget how many exactly, but
The
probably
max
like-
number of skeletons.
Yeah, I could summon an 8th level base dead skeleton.
A small army.
Exactly, probably like 16.
Gods.
It'd be like four. Would that be 4 skeletons?
Yes.
Eee.
Well, all right.
All right, everyone take a long rest as the next morning arrives. You prepare yourselves. You gather your arms, your new weapons and items. The Doar send you off happily, all standing around watching as you prepare to make your way into the city of the Lost Dwarves. Amra,
Just-
what would you like to do? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna roleplay.
Go ahead, role play.
Oh god, now I feel on the spot.
What do you think of that? Just as a
Wait,
slight mention, when you were saying that I got handed the potion of Hill Giant Strength, I imagine we were like celebrating like the night before going into battle. Chris is hanging out at the Doar bar that we've established now exists. And he's getting you drinks. He drinks one and then gets handed the Hill Giant. He's like, "Oh, sweet, I found the house." And Amra has to like stop him.
Oh my god.
Let's have a finger.
No.
Man, this is wild. They're putting parts in it now. Why is it corked?
Alright, everybody. I suppose this is it.
Before we do this, do we want to do this outside the Doar village?
Of course, I thought
Probably,
we
yes.
already were.
In
Yes.
case the army of undead surges through and kills all the Doar.
No.
When you
Awkward.
say outside the village, do you mean
The ocean.
the ocean?
That's true.
Yeah,
There's really
I don't
just
think there's
the
much else
ocean.
places to go.
We can, at the very least, let them know that we're doing this so that they can,
Yes.
rather than like last time where they all had to try and run for safety, they're just at safety at the start now.
Maybe they could go find Enna. And could
Anna is
correct.
not here at the moment.
Fuck.
Upon warning them, I will say they're just looking over some boxes at you guys. They all
How
seem to
about
be
this?
wanting to watch.
If
Better than nothing.
if I say maybe if Pinchwinkle is willing, we do this on their back a little bit out into the waters. That way, if they come in, Pinchwinkle just sinks.
That
Fair point.
would work, actually.
That would be
That
hysterical.
works with me.
And Twinkle's fine with that.
He just goes underwater, does a flip, and comes back up, and they sink into the depths.
A bunch of skeletons come in, start stabbing at his shell. He's like, okay, just goes down.
You asked
No.
for this.
Before we leave, I would like to do some spells to
Me
prepare
too.
for the fight.
Okay. Let me get a document open so I can track all of these spells.
That is probably for the best.
I was going to see about grabbing some buff spell scrolls as well, so we can figure me out later.
Copy that.
Because I think with 20 minutes left for session time, we're not going to be doing combat tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, we have
not.
a full dungeon tonight.
Let's do it.
I don't work tomorrow.
No.
No.
I do, but I can always just be like... Actually, I'm not gonna say that.
You are on camera. Your boss could be watching High Haven right now.
You make the
Fun
call
fact,
and your
my
boss
supervisor
says, "Can you
occasionally
come in?"
watches.
And they just turn the computer around and it's this conversation.
I'm coming in.
Call
work.
in. Say that you can't make it, and they say in a Godfrey voice, "You know his name is Cranston."
I mean, I'll just be casting like 3 spells.
Sorry, I just had to.
Or
There we go.
it wouldn't hurt to have it. I'll do 4-ish.
I've got some of the bangers set up already, like jump and levitate.
All right, what's the first one, Abra?
I will be casting on myself 3 spells.
Okay.
See Invisibility, Tongues, and Death Ward. And then I will be casting on Cranston another Death Ward.
Are any of
Yes.
those concentration?
No, none of them are.
Okay. Godfrey, any spells you're preparing?
Just the one. I'm going to hop on horse, the Pegasus, And I will be casting Death Ward, which will target both myself and horse. No concentration. Aya is screaming in the other room.
A holy aura only
Ash,
lasts 1
Yeah, we
minute.
can
if
hear
there's
her.
anything that you have now, or just leave it for later.
Leave it for later for me. I'll have to figure out what spells I buy.
Okay. And Lavender.
Let's see. I will cast Goodberry.
Okay.
I have 10 of those floating around. I imagine I'd also give like so each of us has like 2 on us. So Goodberry is just the 1 HP if you consume it, or if you make someone else consume it.
So
And
everyone
I
got
think
good
that's really
berries.
all I can do now. Yes, everyone has 2 Goodberries. We're good for 24 hours, but we got time.
All right. So we have
I think
Amra with
that's it.
See Invisibility, Tongues, Death Ward, and 2 good berries. Godfrey with
Oh.
Death Ward, Find Greater Steed, and yes.
I will also cast See Invisibility. I keep forgetting that I have that one
It's
for long rest.
a nice one to have. I figured I'd also throw
Useful.
tongues on there because it wouldn't hurt just in case they try
Yeah.
to give commands or something.
Yeah.
So Amra has See Invisibility, Tongues, Death Ward, Goodberry, 2.
Yes.
Godfrey has Death Ward, Find Greater Steed, and Goodberry, 2. Ash, discuss with later, also Goodberry, 2. Cranston, Death Ward, Goodberry, 2. Lavender, Goodberry, 2, as well as See Invisibility.
Yes.
Okay, let me save that real quick.
If
If
I've
I
got things to prep.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you're gonna cast jump on yourself.
Jump,
Jump,
levitate.
In a small corridor.
levitate.
I will put down a mage hand, because you never know. It lasts a
What?
minute and it's not concentration. Why not?
Okay. Anything else?
I have a main question, just rules wise. So, sneak attack, the attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon. If it's a finesse weapon, are you allowed to use strength with it? Or is that a no? Like, finesse, you can choose strength or dex, but if I choose to use strength, does that
Yeah, that's
negate
fine.
sneak attack? It's fine?
Yeah, so long as you're using a finesse weapon.
Then, I mean, this is the end of the world. May as well drink the potion then, I guess.
Okay.
I think that is everything. I thought about doing Holy Aura and Channel Divinity, but I don't want to push the 1 minute thing. I'd rather have the full duration and spend my first turn getting them up than risk it and have it cut off early.
Okay.
Fair.
So
That's what I'm
Cranston,
thinking for mine.
sorry, one sec, Ash. Cranston, Death Ward, Jump, Levitate, Mage Hand, Potion of Hill Giant Strength, and Goodberry 2.
In Goodberry 2. And lastly, I am going to apply Drow Poison to my weapon.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think
Which
that's
weapon?
everything.
My Rapier of Warning.
Okay.
The
And then-
poison you've been holding on to for too long.
Ash, you had something?
I put on the Sapphire Crown as well.
What was it, Ash?
Never mind.
Okay. So we have everything here. I'm going to save this document. I'm going to save it to my desktop. If I forget that I have this, just remind me, because I will.
Okay. This is gonna be the coolest final battle, and it's going to start
Yes, Godfrey.
the silliest thing.
Just for the sake of starting, given that we've seen these portals, is it possible that Godfrey would be able to fit through it while on horse? Because if so, I'd like to mount beforehand.
You already said you mounted.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that's clear.
And before I forget, because I always forget, I'm giving myself Vigilant Blessing, which gives me advantage on my next initiative roll.
Very nice.
Because I
Anything
always
else?
forget.
I'm gonna guess I can't clarify hiding beforehand because we're all just showing up.
Not really.
We're
Yeah.
just
Yeah, we're
showing up.
jumping through a portal and stabbing.
Okay. Anything else?
What if it's this is probably gonna not be something we'll stick with, but it could use my last fourth level spell slot to make you invisible for like a turn, which probably wouldn't help at all.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I figured you would be. I just wanted to put the option out there.
I won't get my crit. Well, unless this counts as a surprise because of
Us
us just-
dropping in on top of him, maybe.
They're just hanging
Maybe,
out,
but-
and we just ambush them.
Oh, I can't wait to channel divinity turn undead. It's gonna be so fun.
oh god.
What if the portal opens and it's just Cora's dead body? It's not, but that'd be funny.
Jesus
say,
Christ.
If it was
What?
Cora's dead body, I'd say you have a lot of talking to do with Michaela.
I just imagine like you open the portal, you're like, oh.
Oh.
Also-
I would tell on you to Michaela.
Also, we established that it wouldn't work with dead bodies because you would not let us use it on Imric.
I was gonna.
I didn't say it wouldn't work on him. I said his body's not gonna crawl through the portal.
Yeah,
not
of
gonna-
course it's not gonna crawl through the portal. But what if
But-
we go in and just yoink?
Yeah, you could have done that.
Well, we know what to do afterwards.
Wasn't it
know what
that
to
the
do
issue
later.
is you guys were on the same plane of existence?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we were on the
Yeah.
same
I
plane.
did
of
not think that
So
was
we
the
were
issue.
gonna travel.
Wasn't he in the Underdark?
Yeah.
I thought that was
You guys were
established as
also
a
in the
separate.
Underdark.
Oh,
At the time.
I thought we were talking about like this most recent conversation about
Imric
resurrecting
is
Imric.
just going to have to wait.
Classic. Oh.
But in like low quality.
Hello, Polly Imric.
Camus Emmerich.
You summon Imric and we're all looking at it and a few of us are like, I don't remember him looking like that.
It's PS2 graphics Imric.
Yeah.
Would you
Low
like to
res
hear my
Emmerich.
my trademarked catchphrase? Ooh ooh ooh. All right.
I don't
Anything
know.
They
else?
had sex.
I think anything else.
Anything else?
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay. I just look at no Mike. Good
Yeah.
God Almighty.
I put a bonfire in the water.
Level 20.
All right. Say.
Some of us aren't there yet.
Crits.
I don't actually put a bonfire in the water, by the way, because it'll break my levitate concentration.
And now you're casting Gate
Yes.
to Cora.
Yes.
Okay.
That will be the last use I have of it from the card.
As you cast this spell, a portal burns into existence into a dark corridor. You feel a musty, dead air press against your faces as you see a head pop up and step through the portal confusedly. Cora looking over you all before a flash of understanding as she quickly turns and hops back through the portal, in which you see a camp has been set up. You have caught them in the middle of a rest. This is a smaller group than you saw before, Lavender. You do not see the Duke here, but you do see some high value targets. As you all begin to push through, the portal closes behind you, and the Doar kind of come out from hiding and look at each other. And then they go back to their normal daily business.
I love the door.
You cut to the door with us off screen again, and I thought we were gonna have another like, I'll collect the loot from their bodies later.
With that, we will end tonight's session as we enter the City of the Lost Dwarves arc of the campaign, which I find hilarious because of everything that has happened. You have basically nullified your entire trip to Mythalorn.
Correct.
Pull it. Pull it.
No,
The
no,
trip
no.
that made us lose the ball.
No, I don't think we didn't nullify it entirely.
We got the
Not
gauntlet.
entirely.
The only
Not
reason
entirely.
why the Duke is here and knows about this place is because we went to Mythalorn.
That is
That
true.
is true.
Without,
Alright.
if we hadn't gone to Mythalorn and found out how to enter the city, he would have
He
never.
wouldn't be here.
We would both be lost.
We'd both be lost.
No one would be going there.
Yeah, because
'Cause
we
no one
learned
knows how
it,
to.
and then he used Imor as a hostage.
Oh yes, that's
Get it
right.
from Amra.
Yeah, I'm more as a hostage.
All right. With that, we're going to end tonight's session. We'll be back not next week, but the week after, where we'll start with this fight here. And we'll continue on from there.
Woo! This is a year in the making.
I can't believe
More
we
than a
did
year.
the ball.
This is a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
When
This is gonna
did
be cool.
actually? Here's a fun question. When
It
did
started
you start?
I know when the campaign started.
The campaign? When you started the Mythic Icons quest was right around the 1 year mark, so January 9th.
Wow.
That was session 43. And this was session 68, which means next session is level
Aw.
69.
We fight the 𝐾𝐞𝐥𝐯𝐞𝐫 at 69.
I love this.
So happy.
God, Ridley, you're muted. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, your headphones. All right. We will go ahead and end there for tonight. And we will see you guys next week or the week after.
Woo!
Bye.